One. And we're live.
Hi, everybody.
Wait, we're not. I don't think we're live yet.
Hi, everybody.
Now we're live.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Do I view
Hi,
this joke from a show that's 40 years old?
What?
It's not that old.
What joke are we
Anyway,
making?
he's doing a Dr. Nick joke.
Yeah, Dr.
Oh,
Nick is in
okay. Gotta love Alex with the timely references.
We do have to love Alex with those timely references. We do have a like on the stream already. However, I am still being shown 0 views.
I'm getting some. There's some folks in chat.
Are there?
Let's
Oh, they haven't showed up
go.
for me yet.
Hello, Dinosaurs and More. Hello, Loophole from Ohio.
Hello,
All right,
everybody
we're
in
getting some
chat.
people in chat. Yeah, viewer count is not updated to me, but
Yes, I can't wait until I see it on my piloting end here. But hello, everybody in chat.
hello.
How's
Hello.
it going, everybody?
Hello, everyone in chat.
We have a very special stream for you all today. This is the first
Oh, my
time.
goodness.
Is this the first time since we started the channel that a skeleton crew member has published a paper? No, Dalton had some papers come
No,
out.
yeah, Dalton was really early on, yeah.
Yes.
He just decided he didn't deserve his own live
We
stream, I
hadn't
guess.
thought of this idea for it yet.
No, it's the
I'm
first
a
one.
grub
Alex
worm.
was
It's
correct.
okay.
Yeah. But here we are, and we're streaming because Amelia published a really cool paper.
Yes.
Amelia, tell us what paper you published.
I published on a new species of mosasaur from North Dakota.
And its name is...
Yes. So the name of the boy is JORMUNGANDR WALHALLAENSIS, which is for the World Serpent of Norse mythology, but also for the town where it was found, which is Walhalla, North Dakota, which just so happens to mean Valhalla. So it's Jormungandr of Valhalla.
No. If I die in battle, I go to...
Yeah, if you die in battle, you can meet Yorgi.
A lot of-
North Dakota.
There are a lot of very confused and upset Vikings. It's like, what is all this?
I
What
love
is
that
this
idea
plan?
so much.
I didn't expect to see a Carl's Jr. here.
Didn't expect so much.
Listen, I expect a Carl's Jr. in Valhalla.
Well, if hey, you know,
If
Wait,
there's
hold
not
on,
a
hold
Carl's
on.
Jr., then it's not worth going there.
Wait,
Valhalla's a
North
place of
Dakota is
eternal-
on the Carl's Jr. side of the Carl's Jr.
I
Hardy's divide,
expect it
right?
to be.
Okay.
Believe so. I should know
If you
this
want-
because that's literally there was one right near the hotel I was staying when I was working on York.
Amelia, if you go to Carl's
Ooh.
Jr., you will shit.
No, it's folks. I've got bad news.
Is it Hardy's?
It's on the Hardee's side of the line,
Oh.
according to the map,
Why is that bad news?
because Carl's Jr. is, even though they're the same
Oh.
restaurant.
I was just saying I guess back home it was Hardee's back home.
Oh.
I'm a Carl's Jr.
Hey,
man.
Scott,
Yeah, what?
some Dinosaurs More in chat says on a scale of 1 to 10, what is your favorite color of the alphabet?
I'll have to say, like, it's probably those Yankee candles that represent abstract concepts rather than real smells. That's my favorite color of the alphabet.
Type.
Nice.
Oh yes,
Okay.
chat.
Well, so anyway, so Aaron Brown has asked, I'm curious, we have Jormungandr, Kuru, and a species of Psittacosaurus so far. Is there any other species you guys have named?
And what was that species of Attacosaurus?
Attacosaurus.
I put my Attackosaurus in attack mode.
There's stuff coming. You're gonna be so sick of us naming stuff.
Oh yeah, this time next year you are going to be like, please God, not another Skeleton Crew stream
No
because
more
they've
names.
named a new taxon.
It's gonna be that one Willem Dafoe gif where he's like looking up, harrowing, and it's just Skeleton Crew streaming for another new species.
Yeah, there's more coming. Dalton, have you named any taxa?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But watch this space in, I would guess, less than a month.
Ooh.
You should watch this space for me to never do that.
Oh, Scott, we'll put
That's
you
not
on
a
paper
part of my
one day.
job.
One day you will. I'll acknowledge you.
Scott,
Yes.
have you joined? Oh, yes, you have. Okay. So we're
I'm
all
here
in the
now.
game. That's good. But we have a question already from Dynamo Terror for Amelia. Could you give any advice on finding mosasaur remains? There's plenty of outcrops within an hour's drive of me in Alabama.
That's a great question. I would like to know that as well. I've never actually dug up a mosasaur. All the
Yes.
field work I've done has been in the Hell Creek. But I mean, I imagine it's similar to that, where you got to know where the right outcrops are. If you know they're there, you can go look for them, but you have to make sure you have the right permission to do so. If it's on private land, you need permission of the landowner. If it's on public land, you would need an actual permit from the government to collect anything that you find.
Yeah,
Alternatively,
I thought the best advice for how to find a mosasaur is go to Kansas.
I mean, yeah, that's... Well, no,
Yes.
there's plenty, and they're from Alabama. There's a lot down there, too.
Yeah.
be affiliated with Marsh, go to Kansas, and you're
Yeah.
literally just wading through it.
Yeah.
Right. They actually were hacking through mosasaurs with a machete on their way to the dinosaur-bearing outcrops.
Good eyesight.
Back,
Right.
back, you say.
All right.
Anyway, so, yes, and also, huge reminder to people viewing our stream, please do not collect fossils illegally. And
No.
Yeah.
especially don't do that and then say, the skeleton crew taught me how. That would be a bad thing for you to do to us.
That's why I said to make sure you have permission wherever you are collecting. Basically, unless you have explicit permission from somebody, do not touch fossils. Because either you need permission of the landowner or the government.
Vertebrate fossils, though, because I think invert
Vertebrate
fossils... Yeah, invert fossils from government land, at least, you can collect just...
Well, it depends on the government land.
Right.
Yes.
There's a lot of different agencies.
And it depends on which invertebrate fossils specifically where.
Anyway, I
Some
wanna...
places care more about than others. Yeah,
Hey,
go on.
Someone has asked about a palette, Amelia.
Yeah, I see that. The palette is surprisingly good on Yorgi. We've got representation of like all of the major palate bones, which is really rare in mosasaurs because they're really delicate, and so they often don't preserve. But in Yorgi, we have part of the vomer, that's the first or frontmost palate bone, part of the palatine, that one comes after it, and then both pterygoids, which have the teeth on them, and the ectopterygoid, which is a little thing that goes off to the side connecting the pterygoid to the jugal, which goes under the eye.
Did you share that with me?
I did. Yeah, you asked for it months ago.
Oh yes,
It's
it's still unlabeled mosasaur.
Yeah. Well, if not, we uploaded all of the scans of the entire boy to Morphosaurus, and they are completely accessible because we believe in accessibility.
Does that
We
include
being
the
myself and my
STLs?
authors. The what? The STLs? Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Hey,
Yeah,
Bronte,
sure.
it's good
Cool.
to see you.
I love Bronx there. Someone asked earlier what we're playing. We're playing Holotype. It's
Yes.
a board game to celebrate the naming of a holotype.
Exactly. And that's actually what I was trying to segue into before. Because I want to play Holotype. For the first time in my life, we might finish a game of Holotype.
It is possible.
I am
No.
eager to see what happens.
Alex, you should roll the d20 that's in front of you so you can decide who goes first by passing it around.
I was looking at Yorgi.
It's okay.
because I'm
You're doing
excited
important
about
things.
my good friend.
But while we're passing around the d20
6.
rolling to see who goes first, I had a 4, by the way. There was another question for Amelia from Colosaurus Dickinsoni. Do you think that mosasaurs would be endothermic due to the chub that many of them possess?
18.
They're
So
not
what?
chubby.
That's-
The chub, which was in quotes.
The chub
Oh.
they don't have. No, they're not. I don't know why everybody draws them chubby. They're not whales and they're not ichthyosaurs. I don't think that they had that kind of like blubber, extra insulation like that. However, they do seem to be like the weird pseudo endothermic thing that varanids have going on. So they were likely more active and more quote unquote warm blooded than like your average lizard, but they didn't have blubber or any kind of extra chub that any other lizard wouldn't have.
Amelia, have you rolled the d20?
No, I have not. Sorry.
Scott
okay.
got an 18, so Amelia, you got to roll higher than him.
Okay.
You did not.
All right, so Scott will go first.
Aha.
I should actually deal out our hands too. How about that?
Oh yeah, that would be a good thing to do.
Yes. Let me
Well,
do that
actually-
really quickly.
Can I make a suggestion?
No. Yes, go
Okay,
for it.
Never mind.
What's your
No.
suggestion?
My suggestion is this is Amelia's show. Why don't we let Amelia go first?
Well,
That's-
Scott,
I mean,
don't
if you
think
want to
Amelia
violate
rolled
the
the
laws of
D20
chance,
high.
I'm not gonna disrupt the laws of rolling. Roll the dice.
Okay,
it's
I'm
fine.
with
It's
that.
fine. I don't-
I appreciate it, but thank you. No.
Okay.
I will
The offer
respect
was
the dice.
made. The offer was immediately shot down by everybody.
Amelia, I value your friendship.
Amelia,
Powers.
Dana Kairos in chat has asked for a link to the paper. Do you think when you get a chance you could post the link?
Oh, I could try. It's on my Twitter. I need
Follow
to.
her
Sorry,
on
I'm adjusting. Yeah, honestly, if it would probably be easier for someone else to do it because I have chat in a
I can do it.
phone right now. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So also the paper is also open access. So the whole thing is open access. The paper, the guy, all of it. Right.
true.
Oh, there's some more questions about the name. I do want to say, for the sake of clarity, I did not actually name this animal. My co-author did. But it was such a perfect name that I had no quarrel with it. So my co-author Clint Boyd named it after the town first. So actually Walhallensis came first. Walhalla being the town in North Dakota where it was found, and ensis is like what's that called when it's I'm blanking at the end of a word.
Suffix.
The suffix ensis means from, so it's from Walhalla. That's the species name, so the second part of the two-part name. And then Jormungandr comes from, it's a sea monster. So that was inspired both by the name of the town, which is Valhalla, or Walhalla, like Valhalla, but also because there's a lot of Norse heritage in that area.
Oh, hello, Clint, in chat.
Yes,
Hey,
Clint. Clint, that was not your only contribution. Clint also wrote our geology and bite mark sections of the paper.
Clint, didn't you also find it?
And no, he didn't find it, but he facilitated the digs.
Were there bite marks on the geology? Did you guys bite this thing out of the rocks?
That's how I excavate fossils.
Who's looking at who's red?
Let's see.
I'm red.
Google ESM asks, question, does Holotype have a YouTube page or how to play video? I actually don't
I'm
know.
posting that in the chat right now.
Oh. Perfect.
Don't forget, we need to select one of your personal objectives to pursue, and then put the other one in the discard pile.
Yes. Dalton, why don't you give our chat a rundown on how we're going to be playing this game?
So, Holotype, folks, we're playing to celebrate again the naming of a holotype. A holotype is the one specimen of a species from which all other referrals to that species must need be compared, and compared favorably to. Holotype, the board game, is a worker placement board game, if you're familiar with the genre. So we start out with 2 workers. We're essentially each playing as a paleontology department. And we each start with a paleontologist and a field assistant. And our goal is to earn victory points by naming holotype specimens. So I'm going to I'll flip this card in the middle here to show that off. So this, for example, is Lepidus. This would be worth 8 victory points from the flag in the middle here. It has some attributes to it. It's a theropod, it's a carnivore, it's from the Triassic, it's a certain size. These all play into various other objectives that we're pursuing in the pursuit of said victory points. Now, to publish a holotype, you must pay a cost. And that cost is done in research, which is represented by the white cubes, as well as having fossil specimens to study, which are represented by the colored cubes. The colors represent each era of the Mesozoic and are based off of the International Commission of Stratigraphy's coloration for each Mesozoic period. So purple for the Triassic, blue for the Jurassic, and green for the Cretaceous.
I actually didn't know that fun fact about it. I just thought that they chose fun colors.
It's based off of that. So what we do on each of our turns is we send one of our workers, either our paleontologist or field assistant, or later our graduate student, once we unlock that, out to various spaces on the board here. And so these include the publishing journal, where you go to publish your holotypes, the field expeditions, where you go to get field fossil cubes, the specimen lab, where you go to get new specimens to publish on, the library, where you can go to get research tokens, or the museum collections, which serve as an exchange that you can exchange different fossil colors for other fossil colors, or exchange fossils for research points. The person with the most victory points at the end of the game wins. You simply add up all the holotypes you've published, plus any other bonuses, and you subtract anything that is still in your hand that you haven't played. Them's the games. Scott is the first player. This right here, this rat, this is the turn rat. This has not come with the base game of Holotype. This is an original from my friend group when we play board games in tabletop. Is you need something to track whose turn is who, and so that is the turn rat, and that's
All hail
Holotype.
turn rat.
Yes, this is the turn rat here for everybody who couldn't see it. We
And
love
so
the turn rat.
we have in our hand, you'll see a number of specimens we already have, as well as a personal objective, which is something that we're working to over the course of the game. Amelia, you'll want to pick one of those objectives and then discard the other.
Okay, how do I... Hold on. What?
So, Amelia,
Yeah.
how old is your game?
Okay, hold on a second. How do I discard? I just pick it up
You
Just pick
drag
it
it
up
out
and put it here.
Yeah, into this pile.
into that pile. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yorgi is 80 million years old, and that's a precise age, thanks to the thing that Clint did and wrote about in the paper.
Naming it.
Good.
Excellent. I definitely didn't just ask that so I could fill in my spreadsheet without having.
Yes, no, it's 80. You can get there's a more specific age in the paper that's got the plus minus estimate on it and the actual justification. It has to do with like the type of clay that it was found in.
Oh yeah, it's my turn. I need, and we did the thing. So
Yes,
I am going to send, and there are more mosasaur biology questions in chat, but
Yes,
I am going to go to the specimen lab.
While he goes to the specimen lab, I'll answer this question from Ordem Dobroveto, who says, greetings from a Brazilian board game designer, which is awesome to see. Hello, welcome. I've never heard of this game. Who's the designer? The designer is Brexworks Games, BREXWROK, WERX, excuse me, BREXWERX, Brexworks. This is their first game. And they'll be announcing, I believe this Tuesday, so tomorrow, there'll be a Kickstarter for the Mesozoic Europe expansion pack. But that's enough about Holotype. Let's talk about why we're here, which is Jormungandr.
Yep, there's a question about how mosasaurs would eat things if it was more snake-like or more verandid-like. It's probably more verandid-like. Their jaws are not as flexible as a snake's. They can't like actually move the individual bones in the way that a snake can, so they were probably ripping pieces off of things.
Amelia, your turn.
Yeah, it is my turn. Okay. Okay. Da-da-da. How do I play?
You move one of your workers to one of the spots.
Except you can't use your grad student yet.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, and so if I want to, what do I need to publish things?
You need both the colored cube cost in the upper left-hand corner and the research cube cost.
So
Okay,
the fossils of the appropriate time period and the research associated with them.
Okay.
Or well, the research effort, which is the white cubes, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So if I want to accumulate cubes, I need to go to the field.
Yeah.
Yes.
The field for colored cubes, the library for white cubes.
Yes.
Okay.
I do absolutely love the fact that, because I guess like higher number of white cubes is more difficulty researching, I would assume.
Yeah.
Hence why all of the pterosaurs have like a single colored cube and like 20 white
Yeah.
cubes.
You have to do a lot of work on very few fossils.
Yeah.
So Amelia, you put your
so I went to the
paleontologist there. So
Yes.
you will draw 2 field expedition cards and discard one of them and use the other one.
Okay. How do I flip over the card?
F.
F.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
This is the one where the palatine is fused to the prefrontal, or is like
Yes,
tightly
it's stuck.
associated.
It's stuck to it. Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, cool.
Also, Dalton, Mr. Snappy in chat is asking, when are we going to get a turn multi-tuberculate to be more age appropriate?
If someone would make a 3D model of a multi-tuberculate and put it in the Steam Workshop for Tabletop Simulator, we would absolutely use it. I do not have the requisite skills to do that, although I did do something to the game, which hopefully we'll see.
Kevin Preem also asked, why did you name it Eustace?
Okay, hold on a second. There's like someone is ringing the doorbell, which is fun because it's 9 p.m. and I'm not expecting anything, so I'm not going to do anything about that.
It's Yorgi.
It's Yorgi.
That's
Mr.
we have asked Jormungandr to come visit you personally.
We have a special guest on the stream today.
It's Jormungandr.
Jormungandr Walhallensis.
It's the ghost of Jormungandr.
You know what's funny is I do have him. He's right here.
Hey, look at him.
With us. There he is.
Tremendous.
I don't remember exactly what scale this is. This is not life size. It is a large mosasaur, despite what you may have heard. But whatever.
It's a large mosasaur, the size of a small mosasaur.
It's only 6 meters.
It's only 5 meters, which isn't even real. Okay, so I drew a field card. Hold on a second. Now what?
So you play that immediately. So you want the one in your hand, yeah. So you put that down. So you will roll 4 green dice, and you'll get the total fossils as displayed on those 4 green dice.
I see.
You know, Amelia, and this is a fun fact that's not well known, but in the Viking times, the Earth was actually so small that a 20-foot-long animal could wrap around it. Everything, you know, they say everyone was smaller back then, so it holds up.
That was when the Earth was a subadult.
So I pick 4 green cubes.
You get 4 green cubes from the supply, which is the bowl, and then you get 2 from the museum collection. So you get 6 total.
Okay, where do I put them? Just anywhere?
They go in the little white spaces on your board here, so you can only have up to I think 10 for now, unless you upgrade that later.
Oh, Ordem gave us
Hey,
A donation.
you.
thank you
thank
so
you.
much for your donation.
Appreciate
Thank you
that.
so much.
Thank you for your donation.
Well, that's not a donation right now.
Well, it's
It's
just
a super
it's a
chat.
super chat. It's a donation to us.
To us.
To us.
To
So thank you very much.
to the
Is
I
that
would
Royale?
like to pay my rent fund.
And I believe that one of the designers is a paleontologist. Yes.
Yeah.
Is it my turn yet?
Not
And
yet.
Mr. Loophole, I can tell the difference between Iowa and Ohio. It's not my fault that their names contain many of the same letters and they sound similar, and I read them very quickly. I had a moment, but I can tell the difference between Iowa and Ohio.
They are
One of
very
them,
different, though.
yeah, one of them is actual literal hell on earth.
I had a nightmare once where I had to I was on a flight, and I'm like, where's it landing? I'm coming from Iowa. I certainly hope I'm not landing in Ohio. And I just kept going back and forth between Iowa and Ohio. Truly dreadful.
That does actually sound like literal hell.
Um,
Jokes,
Okay.
satire.
I think.
Ohio.
Okay. So I drew cubes. I drew 2 from this pile.
Yep.
And 2 and 4 from over here.
Correct.
Okay. And so now I'm done, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So you'll put this card into the discard pile
Okay.
next to the deck, and then it's my turn.
Once
Right.
we get a flow going, it starts going real quick.
Yeah.
Amelia,
Yeah.
we have a mosasaur dorsal fin question.
Yes.
Mhm.
No comment.
Okay,
I'm going to.
There's a new paper coming out that addresses it, so
I see.
I will
Send
say
my
no comment.
paleontologist to
for
the
now.
field.
Iowa's one of the safest places on earth.
Gonna do-
You have to walk 3 hours to find someone else, of course it is.
Gonna draw roll 4. So there was another question also up in the chat a little bit. I was going to read it, but it's my turn.
Wait, no,
Yeah.
I got to read this one,
6.
which a really short Brontothir made a very funny typo, which the message starts, James Ho. And, but it's
James Ho.
it's supposed to say how. How is the bug war going? I have a new piece of armament, and the next time I see a cockroach, I will blast it from my walls.
God, it's so funny.
Yes.
Actually,
This
hang on.
is to be clear. This is like the plastic gun that shoots salt. I did not buy a shotgun to blow a hole in my wall and kill the cockroach too.
Did I stutter?
Okay, it is your turn, Alex.
Yay,
There's
it's my
a
turn.
question about mosasaurs from the Dinosaur Drawer 66.
All right.
Dear
I'm sending
Amelia,
my-
we know that mosasaurs are somewhere in Toxicophora. So,
Can
what
I
is the
tell
likelihood of
this
Jormungandr
to-
to be venomous?
It's
Which one is the library?
unlikely. There's no evidence of like venom grooves or any other kind of delivery system on their teeth, so it's pretty unlikely that they were still
All right, I'm taking
venomous.
3 little cubes. 1,
I also
Ooh.
I have my own.
3.
I wish they hadn't named that clade Toxicophora.
That is 4.
That's oh,
2 of them were
stacked?
stacked on top of each
I
other.
see.
He
I
cheats.
passed the turn. That was an accident.
I know that was.
Okay.
Alex, I know when you're being sly.
River does the
I'm not being
thing.
that sly. It's your turn.
Dalton, how are you doing after the pilkening? I'm doing
The red
fine.
man.
Although it took 2 showers before the smell of the pilk was fully off of my hand.
Oh God, really?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it did. It took it lingered. So I'm glad I didn't have to do this.
It hungers for more.
I see Dalton late at night. He sneaks out to where the rotting pumpkin is and he drinks the pilk with his hands. He's changing.
Okay, slowly. I'm becoming perfect.
Great.
Well,
All right. Well, 5.
Wait, by watching, should I be watching the stream? Because I can see.
No, you should not be watching this because then you can see James. I have my Zoom window covering the
Yeah, all right,
video
let me
part,
try
so
to.
I can see the chat.
I just want to watch the chat.
yeah. I
Alright,
just have the
whatever.
upper part of the screen so I can see if I'm in frame and stuff.
What dinosaur do you think would make for an interesting horror movie?
And Scott, it is your turn.
Any of them, pretty much. But also, like, I will say the basic bitch answer of like, if you guys have seen all of those like animations that I believe it's Wobbly Works have done of like horror movie raptors and stuff, it is a properly done horror movie raptor would be one of the most horrific things that's been put on screen.
No, because
I think so.
stick
Yes.
or just
A
gun.
really short Brontothir is correct. Psitopody.
Cinepati
a
is
good answer.
honest.
No,
Yeah.
I mean something to be really effective. I mean a basic ass answer, but like a big theropod, like maybe mid-sized, so it can like get in places, but
Yeah.
So
I mean,
Aha,
if
I'm
it
going
were,
to
if it were a
Kayenta.
well done movie, I think almost any dinosaur could be like existentially terrifying. But
Ooh, Quetz.
I think like the absolute kind of like unrelenting power of a mid-size or large theropod trying to kill you would be horrific.
Someone in chat's suggesting a beetle. Yeah, I think a ceratosaur
I only
would
got
be very
two.
good.
Yeah, it would be.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I think a lower, like a theropod that's far removed from birds,
Yeah, it
because
looks
that's the
weirder.
least familiar to us.
See, I'm still gonna stand the raptor.
Oh, it's so scary. Have you never seen a bird before?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. I've never seen a bird before, and I'm only scared by things I've not seen before.
Honestly,
Thank you, Amelia, for answering the question. The rat is there because funny.
And
Amelia,
to Scott's credit,
it's to you.
it is. Oh, and also
Yes.
thank you for another $5.
Yes,
Thanks,
Wyatt.
in
Thanks
Scott's
so
credit,
much.
I was transfixed
Thank you.
by a cassowary. Ooh.
I
hoping
do
for
not
missing link
want
between
mosasaurs to be prosauropods. That's a horrible thought. Why would you? Okay. Okay. To get white cubes, I go to the museum. I go
To
here.
the library.
Hey,
Yep.
Draco
Draco
Master.
Master.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much
thank
for
you
the
very
$10.
much.
In a sequel to your question from the Paleopine stream, in the case of a Waterworld-esque scenario, which Mesozoic marine species would be best to have as a companion?
Mm.
Also, I have run
you
from
can
a
just
goose.
make
I'm
it
aware
your friend.
birds are scary.
Okay, wait, hold on. Do I need to take this guy home before putting him to the other place, or do
Yes.
Yes.
You can put your other guy there if you want, or you can take your guy back, but you have to do you can only do one.
Okay, and if hold on, I'm blind. Okay, I'll take him back.
Honestly, I
Okay.
think
And you get a white cube for pulling your guy back.
Oh, okay.
this is
that's what I
a
want.
basic. Not a basic answer, but
And they go in this area here, Amelia. So you don't. There's no
Oh.
limit on how many white cubes you can have. Just a limit on fossils, because ideas don't take up space, but bones do.
In terms of a friend, I think my favorite would be. I think Archelon would be a good friend, a good Waterworld friend. Big turtle, you can like hang out on his back, easy to
See,
ride,
Alex,
and the chances of it eating you are very low.
See, Alex,
I'm
I'm
gonna take
slightly
two
surprised you
cubes.
didn't go with, well, according to
And pass to Alex.
Thank you.
according to the greatest film of our age, Avatar 2: The Way of Water, a plesiosaur would be a pretty good companion.
Oh
in a
my gosh.
Well,
Waterworld-esque
yeah, the
scenario.
plesiosaur mounts are fine, but like the Tolkien is the best one. And
So like a Shonisaurus or a Shastosaurus.
no, but the Tolkien are smart, and I'm certain Shastosaurus.
We're
Dumb as a
incredibly
We're dumb.
stupid.
It's very probable.
I actually
Just-
I do think a plesiosaur though, because like there's increasing evidence that plesiosaurs had parental care and some sort of social behavior. Like
How do
I
I
would
get
have
the
said
colored
a
cubes
cool
again?
mosasaur,
Is that the-
but mosasaurs were mean and
Yeah,
probably
they-
didn't
But-
play
but
nicely
are
with
we-
each other.
But are we operating under the
going to
Paleopine
feel-
world where everything is happy and a friend? Because that changes things.
That
a
does
lot.
change things.
It does change things.
I
Also,
think mosasaurs like epistemologically can't exist in that universe.
I think you're right. There's
They're too
something-
evil.
Jimbo
Yes.
or someone for the field assistant, how many field expedition cards do I get?
You just draw the first one.
You draw one.
That's
Mhm.
that's the
Just-
whole deck.
You draw the one, and you just play the one you draw.
I just want to take one. Why can't I take one?
Because you keep clicking and holding instead of just here. I'll do it for you.
Oh, I did it. Oh,
Hey,
you did
no.
it.
Hey, Jurassic Swine says that Alamosaurus would be a good horror movie dinosaur.
Thank you, Jurassic Park. I mean, sauropods would be a scary thing to encounter, but I think they'd also be like noticeable enough.
What
that
is
they'd
the
be
zoom? Is that
easy to
space
avoid.
or is that
No,
something
no,
else now?
it's alt.
It's all.
Oh.
Oh.
Also,
Okay. All right. Cool. Let me roll.
Also, Pale up there said it's very old now, but Scott, I recently got recommended this voice dub meme of an ogre who tries to read Ulysses. It makes him feel very sad for the ogre. That's one of my favorite memes, and I share it all the time.
Pre-Triassic cube.
It makes me so happy, and it perfectly encapsulates what I feel about my dyslexia.
Jai asks, do you guys think Gigantopithecus had dreadlocks like those of orangutans / Alex?
I do not have dreadlocks.
You will.
I do think it might have.
Probably.
Probably.
Turn rat to someone.
To me. To me,
James.
the turn rat.
Yeah, if it's Paleopines, then Chrono. I think Chrono would be a good answer. Dolly Corincops would also be not bad.
I mean, if we're going by friend rules, I'm picking the biggest thing possible.
I'm
the ocean.
kicking Dalton's field assistant.
Okay, so that's another dynamic of holotype. The characters have different kind of ranks based on the size of them, and things of equivalent or larger rank can kick off other players who are in a space. So James has just used his field assistant to kick my field assistant off back to my department, which is fine, honestly, for me.
Ooh, Dino Dom asks, what dinosaurs do you think would taste the best? Personally, I'm kind of partial to chicken, but honestly, duck.
Did
Guys, did you know birds are dinosaurs?
Anyway, there's a question about Kurukola, so I am taking the talking stick. This comes from... I know. Imagine that happening.
I was reading it. Sorry.
So Colosaurus Dickinsoni says, Dear James, I'm assembling a dromaeosaur action figure over the weekend, and I chose to base it on Kurukola. Would the large teeth in the lower jaw have been visible in life? Not when the mouth was closed, because the lower tooth row would be fully obscured by the upper tooth row because it's inset. When the mouth was open, though, probably the larger third and fourth dentary teeth would have been noticeably larger than the first two. So it depends on if it's an open mouth or closed mouth pose.
Imagine a terrifying herd of tall sauropods moving through the mist, I assume, so you can mostly just see the tall silhouettes of the necks moving towards you. Oh no, I'd have to walk just in a different direction.
There's the very good art of the sauropods that's done to look like the scene with the giants in the Green Knight, of like some little mammal watching like a herd of sauropods come through the mist. I love that.
Is that a Giulio Lacerda piece?
It might be. I'm not sure.
Also, remind me, Dalton, when we recall things, do we get one research or two?
One, until you upgrade that.
Until you upgrade. Roger.
Yeah, you get one.
Okay, I'm in the space for white cubes. Do I get them now or later?
Now.
Okay, how many do I get for the main guy?
You get 3 for a big guy.
Alamosaurus could demolish an entire town in Iowa. It could. It's a big animal. However, the threat level posed by large sauropod is slightly undermined by the fact that their skulls are made of paper mache.
Amelia, you dropped one of your white cubes here.
I did. Oh, there it is. Okay. No, I knew one of them somewhere. Okay.
Deal with.
I believe that's all I can do, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dalton, the turn rat beckons.
What game is this?
Goodness.
Gold Saturn asks. This is Holotype. Yeah, also a really short Brontothir. You're correct. Julie Lacerda is a paleophotographer, not a paleo artist. I will stand by this. It's unfair that he just has a time machine and uses it to take really good photos of real animals that are actually alive.
Yeah, it is kind of
Alex,
unfair.
it's your turn.
Hot dog.
So, okay, Kevin Preem wants to circle back around to his question from earlier.
Eustace, yeah.
Eustace.
I'm recalling my peeps.
That is a nickname that was given to the specimen itself when it was found in the field by Clint. He said, quote, because it looked grumpy. So that's a nickname. That was a nickname given to the actual specimen, which is why. So if you hear me say Eustace, I'm referring to the actual holotype specimen of the animal. If I say Yorgi, I'm talking about the species.
And yes, the Eustace being grumpy is after Eustace from Courage the Cowardly Dog, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Which, like, I won't say more about the specimen, but there is also a Courage specimen. And it's also very weird.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
There is another.
There is another. He's actually small.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and someone asked, Jacob Garrett asks how long it took, how long the process took. So Clint reached out to me last January, but the fossil was found back in 2015 when I was still in high school. So the fossil was found in 2015. It took a couple years for them to dig it out because they were only digging, in the summer, and there were a lot of jackets that needed to be taken out. And then it was prepped over the next couple of years, and it sat for another 2 years or so before Clint actually reached out to me. From the time that he reached out to me to us submitting the paper, it was about a year. So that's like a year of actually like working on it, And then for a couple of months it was in review, and then there was like a 2 or 3 month stretch of me working very frantically on it, and then it was published. So the whole process, just over a year and a half for the actual publication and writing it up.
Your turn, Amelia.
Yep. So someone has asked if there's fan art of Eustace, the Yorkie, as Eustace the character. There actually is. That was one of the first drawings that we got when the paper dropped, and it's a little mosasaur with a little hat and glasses, and it's so funny.
That's great.
I love it.
Tremendous.
It's so cute. Okay, I'm gonna
Love it, folks.
pull my guy back, and that gets me a white cube, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Can I publish a thing, or is that in another turn?
You
Oh, no,
have
no,
to,
no, wait
for
you
your
have
next
to
turn.
go to the publishing house. to
Okay,
publish.
that's the purple one?
Yes.
Yes. Correct.
Okay, so I can do it next time.
Yeah, next
Yes.
time. Mhm.
Okay.
Which, speaking of which, that's what I'm going to do right now. I send my paleontologist to the publishing journal,
Oh my lord.
and I'm going to pay 3 green cubes,
Somebody stop him.
and I'm going to pay 3 white cubes to publish a holotype, and I am publishing Triceratops.
Ooh.
Hey, I've
Daring,
heard of
are
that
we?
thing.
Daring to.
I think it should have some kind of filaments on.
And I'm going to pass the turn back to Alex, who is
Thank you.
probably not
This
wrong.
critter.
So the field assistant.
It's a beautiful trike. You're right. So there's a question. River does a thing. So is this fella a new genus, or is this just a new species?
It's both. So that's Jormungander is the genus name, and Walhallaensis is the species name. So the
Dumb
whole
question,
thing
Dalton.
together. Go ahead.
Sorry, just a rule question. So in the museum collections, the field assistant is limited in some regard.
They can do one or the other. They can't do both kinds of exchanges. So you can come and exchange colored cubes for other colored cubes, or
I'm gonna
turn
do
colored
that.
cubes to white cubes. If you send your larger gentleman /
I'm just going to
ladies-
send the field assistant, and we're going to exchange 1 purple for 2 blue.
There you go.
Also,
Sorry, Emilio.
savvy viewers might notice.
I passed.
It is on the spaces. What can do what?
I know.
Yes. Mhm.
Anyway, Amelia, please continue.
Continue what?
That Yorkie is
Genus species.
genus species.
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Yeah, so it is both a new genus and species. And the full name then is Jormungander Walhallaensis, with Jormungander being the new genus. So it's hypothetically that there are other things that could be called Jormungander species. I have a thought about that, but it's not public.
But you've got whole realms of Nordic mythology that you can add as specific epithets.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be really fun.
Synapomorphy of the genus Jormungander is only being found near towns in North Dakota that have Norse names.
Yeah, they were just very, very proactive of where they ended up dying.
Oh, thank you. Jurassic Swine has done the math,
Oh,
and 1 white cube is equivalent to 13.3 swine points.
Oh, thank you, Swine.
But there is a question for Scott from Nicholas Brunei. I hope you said your name correctly. Congrats on publishing. Question for Scott: how can I get started in fossil prep? I'm about to graduate BS of zoology. Too late to pivot?
No, not at all. You can do also Amelia, it's your turn.
It's never too late to chase your dreams.
So you can get into fossil prep whenever. Basically, it comes down to get into a fossil prep lab. So if you, and unfortunately, that mostly has to do with volunteering, but check your local museums, see if they have a volunteer program, or, well, see if they have a prep lab in the first place, and then see if they're accepting volunteers, and try to ask their fossil preparator and be like, hey, I would like to apply. I am interested in working in this fine establishment. And a lot of the time, they'll say, rad, awesome, we'll figure this out. Or sometimes you might have to go through some sort of application process if you have a lot of requests. Like, I know that we're actually like starting to have quite a few people who are asking about us here at Harvard. Yeah, just ask and see what you can do. Like, unfortunately, as I said, again, it's probably going to be
Have to
volunteer
advance.
to start out, which is rough, but hopefully you could possibly find one that has an internship and you can actually get paid for it.
Okay.
But yeah,
So how do I throw out the cubes I want to use?
Yes,
Yes.
You put them back in the
slot.
Publish your
Yeah.
guy.
Ryan Howe has $5 for us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, hello.
Seeing that it's named
Thanks for
after
the
the Norse
buckaroos.
World Serpent, can I assume this mosasaur is huge?
No.
Maybe close to the kaiju-sized critter in Jurassic World.
let me finish my turn and then I will talk a bit more about that. So I need to I get rid of, I need 4 cubes. I need 4 white and 4 green, right?
Yep.
Okay, and I put them back,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
1, 2, 3.
Pentaceratops.
It's Pentaceratops. I'm publishing on a
Hey,
ceratops.
it's the thing.
Hot dog. Yes, and then we move the
It's the
turn,
logo for the game.
the advancement track. We move Penty to 2.
Okay.
That's awesome.
I'll quickly answer. River does a thing. Says, Scott, I live in Indiana, and the closest fossil prep lab is probably the next state over. Any other way to get in? Unfortunately, it's not going to be great. The only other way to like truly get into fossil prep would be basically to build your own fossil prep lab and start doing contract prep. But to get the experience and kind of the accreditation to do that, you kind of have to volunteer to fossil or work in a fossil prep lab for a while.
But wait, I'm going to interject here for a moment. In Indiana, there are a couple of museums with active paleontology, or a couple of universities with active paleontology programs, and the Indianapolis Children's Museum, which has a big paleo lab.
The Children's Museum is delightful.
Pass
That
it, Alex,
place
it's your turn.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm publishing.
so there may be opportunities closer afield than you think.
Yeah, and there's a lot of smaller museums that are that will have a fossil prep lab and stuff. So yeah,
There was a question from the Dino Drawer 66.
blue.
It's gotten kind of bumped up.
I am publishing Ornitholestes.
Hot dog.
look at you go.
Amelia, dear Amelia, if you had the chance to name a species of an already established genus of mosasaur, which genus would it be?
Oh, right, and I had to move my.
Easy. Tylosaurus.
To kick this guy out.
Tylosaurus, or I think like, yeah, no, never. It's Tylosaurus. I'm not going to be stupid about this. That's the answer. So to return to the other
Not
one.
Globidens?
No, I don't want anything.
Turn rat, Jimbo. It's your rat.
Thank you.
So, okay. So back to how big the animal was.
Yes.
Yorgi's skull was or is about 0.7 meters long. So it's just under a meter. It's about 2.5 feet long. Which we're estimating based on the size of the lower jaw, because the lower jaw is complete, but the skull is not. We're missing the brain case, the back part, which is kind of odd because it's big and chunky, and we don't know what happened to it, but we didn't find it. So that puts it firmly in like the medium category of mosasaur size. So
Amelia too.
okay, I'm gonna
Just letting you-
finish.
Oh yeah, just let you know.
Okay, thank you. So with respect to modern lizards, yeah, it's gigantic. It's like 25 feet long. So the estimate that we've been giving is between 6 and 8 meters. So that's 18 to 25 feet long. And the reason the range is so big is because since this thing is really weird, we had a hard time nailing down a confident size estimate. So using different relatives, we got different estimates because it turns out different mosasaurs are different. And the data set at the time that I had for like measurements to try and calculate body size proportions was not super complete. So rather than give an estimate in the paper, we decided not to because there's such a range of what it could be. But it's definitely like in the medium category.
Comrade, it's your turn.
So it can talk
I
to
know
the
it's
dead.
my turn. I had to finish my thought. I can't multitask. Anyways, yeah, but like I will say the connection to the the connection to the World Serpent, in my opinion, would be that it is the ancestor probably of some kind to Mosasaurus, which encircled the world in that it was roaming the entire Atlantic Ocean. It's been found on several different continents, and those grew to be like 60 feet long, which is nuts. Yeah.
We had a question. It was directed at Amelia. I think if anyone could answer it theoretically, but I'll place it to Amelia. And I don't. Oops, and that's the whole deck there.
Oh.
And I don't remember who asked it, unfortunately. It's way up in the chat, so I can't scroll up to find it. But did any mosasaurs and pliosaurs coexist? Or had pliosaurs gone completely extinct?
Briefly, I think. Because there's Megacephalosaurus from Kansas.
Okay.
And I believe...
Let me check on that.
Double check the time on it, because I know Megacephalosaurus is from Kansas. What I don't know is if it briefly coexisted. If it's like 85 million years old, there's a chance it was coexisting with Tylosaurus.
93 to 92.
93 to 92. So it was It was right in the zone where I wish we had more mosasaurs, because there's a lot of really... There's a lot of like really how do I put the deck back? What did I do? Oh my god. Can you
made a fool of yourself?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I have my 2 cards here then. So that would be during a time in which mosasaurs were still tiny, presumably. Like actually small, and possibly still had legs, give or take. Like that's a zone where the major groups were like originating. So they definitely crossed paths at some point. Yeah, and I'm not sure, other than Megacephalosaurus, I don't know who else.
There's at least 1 or 2 more, because like some of the timescale bars I'm seeing put them at least 82 or 83 going out.
Yeah, and those definitely would have been how many did I grab? Did I grab 3? Oh, that's wonderful. That's what I needed. Okay. Yeah, and then they would absolutely be coexisting with Tylosaurus.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can find which one it might be.
Amelia, have you finished your turn?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, I'm going to go to the specimen lab. I'm going to draw 2.
Somebody stop him.
Oh, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce this thing. No, I am. Brachychuan.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
It just means short neck.
I'm going to discard
that one's at 89.
this one.
Yeah, getting there.
Let me get a little
Alex, it's your turn.
You got rid of Ankylosaurus?
I did get rid of Ankylosaurus.
All right, I'm just recalling because all my guys are out. Can they keep doing stuff if they're on the squares, or do I have to call
No. You have to call it back.
That'd be amazing. It's like, I'm here and I'm continuing to publish.
They can't get a hotel room?
You got the money for
pass.
that?
All right.
It's,
well, allow
Are
me.
big things happening?
No big things are happening.
Someone asked what our thoughts are on the new creatures from the devlog of Prehistoric Kingdom, the American lion and the cave lion and the Carcharodontosaurus. I think they're all beautiful.
Yeah, they're great.
No surprise there.
Yeah, they're not. There's not a lot to say because they just look very good.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great design.
And he's publishing.
Oh boy, what's he? Oh, this is a lot of cubes. Is it going to be a pterosaur?
It sure is.
I thought you said nothing big was happening.
No, it's something small. Ramphinion.
Now,
which means
viewers...
beak nape.
What? Okay.
Ramphinion sounds like a Pokemon.
It does, but it's
viewers, you
a
might
pterosaur.
Be interested to find out that this scrappy pterosaur is apparently more interesting and exciting with an 8
than
Triceratops,
this is
Ornitholestes, and Pentaceratops.
Also, James,
yes,
respectfully, get out of my publishing house.
Okay.
Uh-oh, here comes Scott.
Ooh.
Yeah, Wanderer's talking about the Carcharodontosaurus skull and that. And someone smarter than I pointed out on Twitter that they do seem to have made it more faithful to at least the Serino reconstruction of Carcharodontosaurus than just making it another Giganotosaurus.
Which honestly is
and I appreciate
fantastic. I'm very happy about it. So I'm going to put 3 of these.
Game, Scott?
Yes, I do.
Cool.
I'll see you later. Good to see you, Ryan Howe, and hope
3 of these.
Yes,
and I am going to play.
Thank you, Ryan Howe.
Our first wet lizard.
God.
Oh.
Ophthalmosaurus.
Oh.
Not a lizard.
It is wet though.
It's wet. It's not a lizard.
Are Ophthalmosaurus from the U.S.? I thought those were from Europe, but I guess I don't know.
It looks like there's some referred to from the U.S.
Well, neato. Good job, Scott. We're proud of you.
Thank you.
Someone's got to be, right?
Yep.
Thank you. Fragilum Faustum says, looking it up, Ramphinion was the oldest known pterosaur when it was discovered. So that's something, I guess. Well, in the Western Hemisphere, that is.
How much of it is there?
Chat. How much of this pterosaur is there?
How much of Ramphinion is there?
Defend my pterosaur for me.
Chat, show us this pterosaur. Also, Amelia, it's your turn.
Yeah.
One thing that I do like about this game is that...
Show me this guy's pterosaur.
Amelia, ask me your question. I'm listening.
How do I get more dinosaurs?
You go to the specimen lab over here.
You don't.
Okay. Actually, no, I don't need that. How do I... Okay, and then I want to trade... If I want to trade green cubes for white cubes...
You go to the museum collection.
Museum collections, that's the green one. Okay.
Yep, and it's a rate of 2 green for 1 white.
Okay, and it doesn't... Does it matter which person I send?
Yes, but only in the fact, like, if you... Whichever person you send can trade the colored cubes for white cubes. If you send the larger people, they can do both actions. They can, like, trade cubes for cubes and cubes for whites, or the little people can just do one or the other.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to turn green ones into white ones, so I can just send.
Someone asks who's winning. Currently, Scott, James, and Amelia are all tied for 8 points. It should be 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ooh, Gold Saturn asks.
Oh, we didn't.
Australian dinosaur.
Refresh this. Hang on, wait.
I know it's a basic bitch answer, but like, I love Australorvinator. It's so cool.
Oh dear.
Mine. I don't know.
What is the
Probably
question?
Muttaburrasaurus. I like Muttaburrasaurus. Favorite Australian dinosaur. But Jurassic Swine has an important question for Amelia, which is: could the new mosasaur beat an Alamosaurus in a fight?
No.
Is it in the water?
Even then, like, titanosaurs are big.
Could its jaws get around the titanosaur's neck, like
probably,
or any part of its body?
Yeah, just like bouncing
Yorkie
off.
would. Here's a fun fact about Yorkie. Its teeth aren't that strong looking. They're pretty small and flat, and I don't think that they were biting down on anything hard. I think they were going for like fish and stuff.
Alamosaurus is a big fish.
I know.
It's my turn.
You know, phylogenetically, it's a fish.
Exactly.
It being my turn, I'm going to recall my folks because I can't do that. Sharp. Alex, it's your turn.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What's to do? I'll send my paleontologist.
Nathan, to answer your
I get 2 with the paleontologist,
question,
right? I get 3.
You draw 3, discard 1. You don't have to discard one of the ones you drew. You just discard one from your hand. Sorry, Amelia.
That's okay. No, Nathan is asking a very hyper-specific Carthage question. The Firebird is better, but the election was rigged. That's what I have to say about that.
Oh.
I have no
was
idea
there
what
election
you're talking
interference?
About,
Are you
There was, yeah.
looking into that?
So Carthage chose a new mascot a couple of years ago for context. And because the old one was legit not okay. And so they changed it to
What was the old one?
It was the Carthage Reds. And so you take it from there. So they changed it a while ago, and then our mascot was like a torch man. And it was really dumb. And then so in my senior year, they're like, we're going to change the mascot. And so everyone suggested these really cool creative names, and it wound up being Firebirds. Which is, fantastic. Even though, like, everybody I knew...
Okay, sorry, passing my turn.
Sure. Everyone I knew had either entered and or voted for the Carthage War Elephants. Because that just makes sense.
That's so good!
Right?
Go on.
One of the worst suggestions, I don't remember all of them, but most of them, like, the ones that made it to, like, the finalist choices were so stupid and obviously not actually chosen by any of them. One of them was Lake Hawks. I'm like, what is that? That's not a real bird.
You know the hawks down by the lake?
Those are my favorite.
Because the campus is on the lake. Anyway, sorry.
No. That reminds me. I remember a while ago, Eastern Michigan University did the same thing. That they used to be the Hurons, and they were like, "Hey, let's not." And so they renamed to the Eagles, and everybody I know was so sad that EMU didn't choose the Emus.
Oh, that would have been good.
That would have
And
been
it
very
was
fun.
just like the EMU Emus. It's literally already there.
Someone is asking if Yorgi is friend-shaped. I think so. As far as like mosasaurs go, like I don't know. But also I think I'm biased because I've spent so much time working on it. It's like a son to me. So don't take my word for it.
I won't.
There was a question directed to Timothy Chalamet, who asked, "What's my favorite velociraptorine that isn't Kuru?" Velociraptor.
You can't answer.
Yeah, I'm legally not allowed to answer.
I know which one it is.
Yeah, you know which one it
I
is.
get 4.
I think I can guess.
Is certainly a well, I'm just gonna say I've been typing it a lot today because I had time on the train.
Oh, hello. Both Draco Master.
Oh, wow.
Thank you.
And
Oh,
it is
my.
what it is. Also, Amelia, here's the turn rat.
It was like Hawks closely related to any bands down by the river. Obviously.
From It Is What It Is, if unique Quellosaurus is really a juvenile Carcharodontosaurid, like Carano found, why is there basically no evidence of Carcarks after the turnover?
It's time someone hit the skeleton crew.
Someone
I'm
hit the
going to the-
skeleton crew?
Hit
Someone
the
hit
skeleton
us. I'm
crew.
going
The
to the-
fossil record is notoriously incomplete.
Yeah.
I'm turning in 3 green
Yeah.
cubes.
That's why.
Yeah.
3 white cubes.
I mean, Carcharodontosaurids
I'm publishing
eventually...
Gastonia.
They eventually did go extinct.
Yeah, at some point.
Right. They all went upland. That's right, Jurassic Swine.
No, they're still here.
They went to a big, beautiful farm
A
upland.
farm upland.
Alex, it's your turn.
A farm
Thank you, Kate.
upland is...
That's really good.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that a lot.
As they deserve. Okay.
Are the Lakehawks closely related to Vans down by the river? Am I supposed?
I'm
Is
recalling
that
my
a reference
paleontologist.
that I'm not getting?
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't, yeah. It's an
Master
old
Napoli.
SNL.
My turn.
van down by the river. God.
He died
Scott.
tragically.
Rip. He did.
Yeah.
Jai has asked, "Can you shave your beard and grow out a mustache?" He's trying to see something.
No.
That's ominous.
What are you
I'm
trying? What
to
are you
see
trying to see, Jai? I will not change my facial hair for mysterious strangers on the internet. You
Hey,
at
it's-
least need
it's
to
my
give
turn,
me
right?
something.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Did I not pass the rat?
No, it's okay. You did. I was just checking to make sure. I have recalled.
Whoa. That was an aggressive rat toss.
James always like hurls the rat at me.
Hurl the rat.
Hurl the rat.
Return the rat.
Alex dreads her Scott mustache. Let's go.
Oh, Dalton, you barely
I
announced
did.
you published a
I
guide.
published Gastonia.
Hello.
Hey,
Curious.
very nice.
Very beautiful art of Gastonia, too.
Wonder if
I really
someone
like
got
That's
an
that.
one of my favorite
Ornithischian-
Gastonia
Ooh, that's
pieces,
great.
honestly. Okay, let's see. What do I want to do?
Respect.
Petition. Thank you, Matt Hogg. Petition to complete the fossil record.
Golly,
I
we're
agree.
working on it.
I think I will send my paleontologist to the museum collections. And for reference, also, Dalton, these when we're doing the exchange, it's only from the collections, right? It's not from
Yes,
the pot.
it's only from the collection.
Okay.
And if you when you exchange stuff, you put it in the pot.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm going to take no, actually this was a bad move for me. I'm going to
No, you already put you can't.
Where it line up.
It has touched the board. The chess rules. Your hand left
I'm-
the piece.
yeah, I guess sure. I'll
No,
play, it.
we're
I'll play it
kidding.
actually.
No, I'm
I know
kidding.
you are, but I think I will actually do this.
I respect it.
Thanks,
And-
Jurassic Cannon King, for taking that one.
I will exchange. I'm just going to pivot my move. 2 blue
I think like swine points.
for
What is a swine point worth? Is it like a dinar? Is this a devaluation scheme?
we are debasing our own currency.
Scott, you can do both, right? If you're with your
What do
larger.
you mean both?
If you wanted to exchange both, like for colored cubes and for white cubes, you can do both with the paleontologist.
Thoughts on
Oh.
Chilesaurus?
That's what the plus is with the large ones. They can do both actions.
Okay, all right, rad. Then I'll turn it into 1-to-1 for the white cubes. So I'll turn these 3, 4.
I have thoughts on Chilesaurus.
I'll put these 4,
Nice.
Oh wow.
and then I'll get 4 white, and I will pass the
Chilesaurus
turn.
certainly is a dinosaur. Those are my thoughts on it.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
But if you like Chilesaurus, I have 2 things to say. One,
Thanks, Dalton.
it's actually not that hard to figure out what it is. 2,
It's a dinosaur.
there's going to be some cool stuff coming that might interest you. I'm not involved in it, but I just know it's coming.
After I do this, I want to address. There's 2 questions on our Instagram post that I want to answer.
Okay.
After I
Is Amelia publishing?
External questions.
I'm publishing Tenontosaurus.
Oh my god!
It's Tenonting.
It's Tenonton.
It's Tanon time.
A 5. Oh wow! Just
Okay,
such
that goes to
disrespect.
We've advanced the player track enough that we get our first upgrade.
Ooh.
We get to pick our first upgrade tile.
Cool.
I have a question. How
Well
can
done.
I discard an animal I don't want to deal with?
You have to go to the specimen lab.
But yes,
Okay,
when you do
so
that.
if I go to the specimen lab, sorry,
Mhm.
that's where I can get new specimens?
You
Yes.
can
Yes.
either, if you send your paleontologist or your grad student there, you can draw 3 and discard 1, but it
Oh!
doesn't have to be of the 3 that you drew. You can pick off the top of this board here, or you can discard 2. If you send your field scientist there, you draw 2,
That's fine.
discard 1.
I can't do it this turn anyway, so
No.
that's fine. I just want to
Also,
know.
Amelia,
Yeah.
you should be aware
Thank you, Cyber Dino.
of an
$5
important
on
rule,
Dalton.
which is
Yeah.
anything left in your hand will be like
Subtracted from your
Subtracted.
score.
Yeah. We're not gonna. This game is not gonna be over that soon.
no.
Also, I just want to address Jay. I'm sorry we've been saying your name like Jai.
Oh, I'm very sorry.
Wait, really? Oh,
Yes.
I
shit.
never say anyone's name.
Apologies.
That way
Yes.
I don't make a mistake.
Jay, in return, or in absolution, I will be driving up to New Haven tonight and braiding Alex's hair into dreadlocks while he sleeps.
Great. Ignorance.
Oh,
You've
on that-
demonstrated your
I know
ignorance.
it's not braiding; it's pleating or whatever.
Draco Master said, with a $10 donation, thank you so much. On the
Thank you.
belated topic of Gastonia, how would each of you rank Jurassic Fight Club's depiction in the form of a descending enjoyment / quality?
I remember liking it when I was like very small, and then seeing a little bit of when it was
Ready to
when
play
I was
this?
older, and I said, "This is ugly," but I think about it so little.
I had a good
I don't
time with
fully
Jurassic
remember
Fight
it.
Club
So
back
3,
in the day.
green.
But okay, I think Dalton and I might have the most
And a trace
up to date knowledge about it, to the point where we could like actually talk about the different depictions. I think that my favorite episode of it is the one about the
Pass. Alex, it's your
Lloyd
turn.
dinosaur quarry, where it's just the absolute ridiculous
Publishing.
the bloodbath, and that is absolutely not how the Cleveland Lloyd dinosaur quarry was, but it's
Sorry.
a cool episode.
It's
It
a
is a
very
cool
cool
episode.
episode.
But
Oh, I like
Alex
the
has
colors
to
on their
publish.
Gastonia a lot. I've forgotten. I had to Google it, but I think it's a pretty design.
What are you publishing?
Something that shouldn't be worth as many points as it is, but Lepidus from the Triassic.
Ooh,
Ooh, 8.
Lepidus.
All the Triassic stuff's worth a ton of points.
Lepidus, more important than Triceratops.
Yep.
Everybody's
I think
favorite
basically
dinosaur.
a footprint, or maybe there's some posts. I don't know. And then turn rat to you, Jimbo.
Thank you.
Ooh, what's our least favorite Jurassic Fight Club depiction? Probably the Dromaeosaurus and Montosaurus episode. I hated that one.
All of the
I thought it was
dromaeosaurs
really
look
boring.
awful.
Yeah, the Dromaeosaurus
by
didn't
and
look
large.
good in that show. I love their
No.
Ceratosaurus model though. I think
Their
it looked
Ceratosaurus
great.
is great.
Even
Like,
though it's not perfect, but it's cool looking.
it's a little too lithe, a little too gracile than Ceratosaurus should be.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna do a really quick turn. I'm just recalling people, so Amelia, just go.
Okay.
Oh, I meant to send my paleontologist there. I just need to swap my guys. Don't want to cheat.
Yeah, that one's rough. I keep forgetting that there's a Megalodon episode, so that one might even be lower.
Right. Yeah.
Where is the dinosaur discard pile?
This is where the cretaceous is. Yeah.
Okay, I'm throwing out Nyctosaurus. I don't want to deal with pterosaurs.
Oh my god.
Ooh, that's a high value throw.
Sorry. It is not in line with my goal.
Your mission statement.
How do I?
Should you choose to accept it?
How do I? These blue ones?
Yeah.
And I draw 3 because I threw out 1.
Yeah.
See the headline.
Okay.
So and you can just right click and click draw 3 times,
Oh,
and it'll pull it right into your hand.
I have a question. Has anyone seen the new Mission Impossible movie?
No.
Okay, it's pretty good.
They're all good.
They're usually pretty good. But apparently, I saw a headline, and I don't remember if it was a joke or not. But apparently, our president Joe Biden saw it, and it made him very nervous about AI because AI is a plot, I guess, spoiler, but a main villain in it. And I just like to think that he's real worried about Tom Cruise.
We're all worried about Tom Cruise, if we're being 100% honest.
I'm not. I think he seems to be doing pretty
I'm
well.
gonna go here. I'm gonna get 2 white
No,
cubes.
just worried about him in many
pass
senses.
to
Not as a
Alex.
threat. No.
Hey,
Man, it's already back to me.
I think it's worth saying that Unholy Hardy has said, "Am I wrong? But if Scott leaned out and grew his beard to be a friendly mutton chops, would he look like Tarzan's dad?"
Yes.
I take that as one of the greatest compliments I've received while being on this YouTube channel.
Okay. Can I draw from the discard
That
pile
dude was
for
built.
formations, or is it just from the top?
Only from the top.
Ooh,
My good friend.
no, oops.
He wasn't built enough to survive a 1v1 versus a leopard, but
Right. No.
which I think I could.
You're built different.
I'm built different. I'm built like Carl Lakely.
Alex has pulled the erosion
I've got
event.
an erosion event.
So, what you do with this, Alex,
Yes.
is as it says, you take an action as if you were at any of the other places,
Except for the one where I want to do the action.
Yes.
Cool.
And then we reshuffle this deck, which I
don't even have anything to exchange. I guess, you know what? I'm gonna do some book learning, I guess. I'm gonna get 2 of these as if I were going to the.
Dear Amelia, what happened to the rotting elk in the freezer?
I guess I passed.
Into the
that's so annoying. Now I gotta recall them and send both.
Hey James, we have a question that I think is
Oh no.
weirdly pointed to us, the two of us.
What is it?
GTSE 2005 asks, if you discover another mosasaur species, you should name it after Opep.
You mean like my snake?
Like your snake, Opep.
Yes, who's in the other room right now? I mean, where she lives.
Because so chat, James and I
Yes, you tell the story while I publish an animal.
James and I used to be snake dads together at the American Museum of Natural History. Snads, if you will.
That's what they call them.
2 snakes.
I have never heard of this animal.
Yeah, I have 2 snakes. You will see the baby eventually. Arthropterygius, everyone's favorite ichthyosaur.
I recognize that and I clapped.
I clapped when I saw it.
I clapped.
Yeah, we used to have a snake together. Her name was Zia.
Yes.
After the genus name for corn. And she was wonderful. And then she got out and died on a glue trap.
Yep.
Like Dobby.
Like Dobby.
The Dobby on a glue trap meme is really delight me.
I am continuing this tower of paleontologists here. Everyone needs to collect their man.
Look upon ye works, my
Incredible.
works ye mighty, and despair.
All right, but you are sending
Too vast and-
two people back.
I can't believe you're doing this, Scott.
Be not
Two
afraid.
vast and trunkless legs stand in the publishing house.
Just give me my guy back. Thank you.
Okay. And I am paying 2 green, 2 white for Acrocanthosaurus.
Oh,
which
nice.
is only
Wow.
worth 5.
I can't believe it. I have an animal that's basically 1 bone that's worth more points than this, and this thing's so
Amelia, go.
Rusty HBK, it was in fact a corn snake, yes. As are both of my snakes right now. I'm loyal.
There was a question for Amelia from Kyle Mail,
He has 2 Christmases now. Oh, shit.
which is what's the deal with the Jaguarosaurines and retaining their hands despite seeming to be coexisting with more derived mosasaurs?
What's the deal?
Yeah, basically evolution isn't linear, and part of the thing that's happening with like those early mosasaurs is like they're diverging from each other a lot earlier than we thought. And this is I was talking with somebody in a Discord somewhere. I don't remember.
Why'd you get 2?
Because I upgraded my recall.
Oh, smart.
Oh, did we all get an upgrade?
Yeah, you should get an upgrade if you
Like
haven't
a
taken
while
it.
ago.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
Also,
I'm
can I
digging.
real quick do a very slight Control Z?
No,
Okay, never
I
mind.
don't. What is this?
I wanted to pay an extra and play something else.
Okay,
Oh.
what is the upgrade that needs to happen, and what does it mean?
So those little things next to your board, you can pick
Yeah.
one of those tiles and then put it on your board, and you get that bonus. So like, recall gives you an extra +1 cube when you go to the recalls thing. Like library, you get an extra 1 when you go to the library, and so on and so forth.
Okay, can this be retroactive?
Yes, yeah. Mhm.
Okay, so if I am, I see. So
What's the? I'm sorry.
so,
Let
yeah, no, I'm
Amelia
not done
finish,
yet.
hold on.
Please let me finish a single thought. So that this recall one means that I get an extra white block.
Yes, when you recall.
Perfect. Okay, that's all I did. So turns can continue. But also to finish the Yogarasaurine question, mosasaurs are super diverse, and it seems like the major groups split from each other super early on. So like there were different groups were in different stages of aquaticness at different points in time. But also like Yogarasaurines
Why
are
there 3 of
weird,
these?
and
I
we don't
drew
know
3.
a lot about them. So
That's not what that means, Alex.
What is that? What is the?
It means you get an
expedition?
extra cube of the color of whatever.
I see. Well, I can draw 3 new ones and reshuffle it.
Well, you only draw 2 ever.
Well, I'm saying but I've
No,
taken
but I mean,
these.
it's fine for this. But
Okay.
Anyway, sorry, Amelia.
no, it's fine. That's basically the gist. Is like they might seem behind, but I'm sure there were a couple leggy guys hanging on for a while after you'd expect to see them.
And if that's surprising to you, wait until I tell you about the platypus.
Oh yeah. On my little rules question from earlier, would you mind if I paid the extra that I could have paid to play a trace fossil that
Go
I
for
could have
it.
played? Okay.
Kevin Preem asked if Scott and James divorced after the death of their child. Not immediately afterward,
No,
but
it took
it
a while.
put a lot of strain on the relationship.
Mhm.
And eventually,
turn rat, sorry.
economic factors forced us aside or apart.
Yeah. Economic factors that are being alleviated by Hi Cyber Dino. Thank you very much for your $5 donation.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Remember,
Perfect.
voting day is tomorrow. Yes, I know where my poll area is. I will be making a
I'm
point. to go.
publishing again.
Oh,
Oh my
somebody,
God.
somebody, stop it!
It's like the year 2024 will be. I have published Dryosaurus.
A hot dog. Okay.
I need someone to explain to me how Dryosaurus is worth more points than Camp Tenontosaurus, an animal that is bigger and cooler.
In any case,
But it's dry.
I have unleashed the graduate student.
Oh,
Somebody
he has. Oh my goodness.
stop it.
Okay.
Did we move
Um,
Penty up? We did.
Yes, I moved Penty.
Thank
Penty
you.
should be accurately reflecting the number of holotypes that are out right now. Yes, there are 11 holotypes played. Mr. Loophole, can you guys ask? Can we release the video because I won't be able to watch the whole stream. I think this one will probably try to release, but sorry, we can't guarantee that. It's just a matter of being able to edit these for quality control.
Yeah. But we are hoping to. We
yes,
also got.
Thank you, Draco Master.
Yeah,
thank you very much, Draco Master.
Who would win in a fight? Jonas, stronger than a submarine tailor, or Owen, Pompey was a skill issue Grady? Jonas Taylor clocks and clears Owen Grady any day of the week.
Oh yeah,
in my opinion.
Someone asked what game we were playing. I need to scroll up. Yes, we are playing this game on Tabletop Simulator, which is on Steam.
Holotype.
And the name of the game is Holotype. Yeah.
I think Kulasukas smelled like a crisp mountain stream. I think it smelled lovely.
I don't think like dirt.
I don't think any amphibians smell good.
Trying to give it the benefit of the doubt.
Amelia.
Probably had a horrible musk.
Oh, it's me again?
Yep.
Okay.
A dreadful secretion
of
some minor.
Oh, a really short Brontothir asks, question for Scott, what's the biggest insult you've ever gotten? I'm not sure if I could say most of them. But
Jesus.
I remember
you probably cannot.
No,
you absolutely cannot.
Yeah, most of them are from Alex, but other than those, it was probably when it was. I used to be a Navy ROTC back in college, and I left that after a year because math is hard, and I didn't actually want to be in the Navy.
In the Navy.
But I had a relative at a function once who will remain nameless. Who I was chatting with with said relative and one of my good friends who remained in the Navy and is currently a naval aviator, and he's very cool. But we were all chatting together, and the relative asked my friend, just like, "Oh, what are you doing now?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm going into flight school, all this sort of stuff." And he responded, "Oh, so you were actually able to get a commission, huh?" And then just looked at me, and I was like, "What? What? Why?"
Okay, so to clarify with the game, I can only put out one guy per turn.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
All right, I'm going to send my field assistant to the museum collections, and I'm going to exchange 3 green cubes.
I want to take this question we just got
cubes.
about the worst depiction of an extinct animal in an otherwise great documentary. That crocodile in Prehistoric Planet.
Oh, the Shamasukas? Yeah.
That, like, there's nothing else that could possibly be worse.
Which one?
Shame. It's a Shamosukas.
The Shamosukas of Prehistoric Planet that looked like it was made of rubber left out in the cold.
It looks like bad outtakes from Lake Placid.
Alex, it's your turn.
I don't remember it being that awful.
It was horrible.
I think it's especially in comparison to the extremely high quality of everything else.
Yeah.
Maybe it was that I binged all of season 2 the day I got back from Brazil.
Could be.
You were still living like steak sweats from Brazil.
Steak sweats, chicken heart sweats.
I guess I gotta bring. The only thing I can do is bring my people back.
Walking with Dinosaurs Tyrannosaurus is up there.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
It's real gnarly.
Saucy question, Dino Drawer 66. How do you think mosasaur copulation would have worked?
Well, it would have been bad.
There would have been a lot of biting.
There's probably a lot of biting, which is like, side note, kind of interesting. There appear to be different like patterns of bite marks in different taxes. So they're like biting each other differently, which is interesting. Like some of them are more concentrated on the snout, some are more concentrated like on the forehead and stuff. Which is kind of interesting. But in
sexually dimorphic injuries on mosasaurs.
But that's the problem, is like just everything has bite marks. I don't know. Someone has to actually like do the stats and see if there's a correlation, because that'd be really cool. But yeah, there's probably a lot of biting. Also, it was probably just like objectively horrific because mosasaurs are squamates, which means that, to put it bluntly, they're double endowed.
And my peens.
It would have been bad, and those structures would have been spiky and huge and just disgusting. And
Jesus,
yeah,
what?
They're squamates. Yeah, they're bad.
James,
they're bad.
Yes.
Can you list the stages of the Cretaceous in order?
I can't really.
Danakairis
No.
advises using
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by Danakairis.
olive oil.
I'm sorry, Jay, when you ask for a hickey and you rip your jugular out with three hard eyes emojis, that
hey,
is
bad,
good.
but
that's good. Oh yeah.
Hey, oh,
that probably happens occasionally because like these animals are big and they're very strong, and like there's a specimen. It's the holotype of Tylosaurus kansasensis down in Kansas. Who'd have thought? Kansasensis from Kansas. Anyway, its face is just covered in these horrific bite marks, and the neck is snapped, and the rest of it's completely missing. Whether that was a mating event or just territorial or what. Yeah, so Alex, when you're segmenting it, keep an eye out like on the frontal and stuff if you haven't seen it already. It's horrific. Like
I'll keep an eye out for it.
Yeah, no, they're obvious. Like it's loaded with bite marks. The neck is not in that scan.
That might explain.
The neck is
well, I've got some. I've got like an atlas and an axis, and
yeah. Which I'd be curious to see what those. I don't know if the break is there, if the break is in the posterior chunk of vertebrae, and I don't believe those were CT scanned. They were surface scanned, but
okay. So there are 12 stages in the Cretaceous.
There are.
I don't think I could do them in order.
I mean, there's the Valanginian.
No, the Berriasians first.
I thought the Valanginian was first.
No, and then I think it's Valanginian,
Howdivarian, Albian, Aptian.
No, because there's the Berremian, then there's the Aptian, Albian, Cenomanian. No, it's the Cenomanians next.
Then the Coniacian?
No, Santonian. No, Turonian, Coniacian, Santonian, Campanian, Maastrichtian. I feel like I've mixed up some of those.
I think so. I'll look it up and I'll fact check you right now.
Mr. Snappy, they're listing the stages of the Cretaceous, so how the Cretaceous period is subdivided into various stages.
No, I think you actually got it all right, Alex. That was exceptional. Berriasian, Valanginian, Howdivarian, Berremian, Aptian, Albian, Cenomanian, Turonian, Coniacian, Santonian, Campanian, Maastrichtian. That's very good.
I have never had the desire or need to commit any of the stages of any geologic period to memory, and I don't think I ever will.
Yes, and I wanna just follow up on Amelia's comment in chat because we have gotten a bunch of requests about this, and it is worth a verbal shout out. Yes, we're planning to release this as a VOD. However, if there's anything we decide we want to cut out of this video, we will not release the VOD immediately so that we have time to edit something and then
like we're doing with the previous one.
Right.
Yes.
All right, Amelia, it's also your turn.
Okay. Oh man, I need to remember what I was doing.
Yeah.
And yes, David Levering, it's the very bitten up skull on display. That's the holotype of Kansasensis, VP2295. Alex is helping me with a project that I'm doing on that specimen where it's been CT scanned, and Alex's job is segment or pull out the individual bones.
I don't know how to say no to more work.
Also, the bagel. You're welcome for this being the skeleton crew.
In each of your opinions.
Thank you, Tyrann.
Yes. Sorry.
Tyrantratar.
In each of your opinions, what is the weirdest creature of your preferred clade/genre? Ooh, that's hard.
I don't think it's hard for you, Al. Well, I guess, Alex, it depends on what you're counting your preferred clade.
I mean, if I'm talking about crocs, there are too many.
Crocs is difficult. Theropods, I know what the weirdest theropod is.
Oh yeah, the weirdest theropod is Limosaurus.
Easy answer.
The only tetrapod known to science which loses its teeth as an adult and grows a beak. It is inarguably the weirdest theropod, and any other opinions are just objectively incorrect.
Okay, so I have a game question. What is this? What it says 7. What does that mean?
What says 7?
The dice that I rolled for the field, right? That's what I'm supposed to do?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it has 7. So you
draw 7.
Oh no, so you roll 4 dice with this one and pick 1 to re-roll.
No, it's this one.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, you just draw 7 green ones.
Okay, so then also side note, I need to redo my purple one because I just grabbed 4 because I forgot that it was a dice.
You can't hold 7.
Yeah, so in this case, you'll draw up to however many spaces you have.
Okay, hold on. I need to let me roll these purple dice first because I didn't do that last time because I forgot that I had to roll the dice.
Oh, okay.
As far as crocs go.
Oh, it's 4. What do you know? Okay. So what? I just take 3 green cubes?
Yes.
Okay, and they come from the bowl.
Yeah.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
So if we're going based off of our logo, and if I choose a whale, then it's the baleen whales,
Yeah, I mean,
or
my
maybe
lord.
beaked whales. But no, the beaked whales aren't that weird. They're just kind of rare. Baleen
Dalton,
whales are weirder, in my opinion.
rules question.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough space, what's the deal?
See ya, Mr. Loophole.
So
Then
you
you just
see,
don't
just
get.
draw-
Paul, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching. You fill it up. I know that Ohio is different than Iowa. Goodbye. Thank you for joining from Iowa. Yes, you just draw up until what you can fill, essentially, is
I
what
got
you do there. I'm going to go to the publishing house,
Oh, somebody stop! Sorry.
and I'm going to turn in 2 blues and 5 white,
Oh my
Cubes.
god!
and
Sounds like
publish.
a pterosaur.
It is
Oh.
Mesodactylus,
Oh my lord! Look how cool.
and I unlock
it
my
is.
grad student, and I pass my turn
Someone look up how much of this animal.
rat.
So, talking about the weirdest member of the clade, I'm gonna be real with you guys. Within tyrannosaurs,
Oh my god!
Tyrannosaurus
T-Rex,
Rex.
Tyrannosaurus.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm working on right now. Right?
I know. I'm being.
Yeah.
I'm kicking you out, Dalton. By the way, I'm publishing.
Oh, nice. Oh, I also did advanced Penty.
I will never forget when Alex and I were visiting our
Yeah.
friend Mark Powers up in Edmonton, working on Tyrannosaurus.
Our friend and colleague.
Our friend and colleague. Yes, we're working with him actively on a lot of cool stuff.
2, 3.
But we were working on Tyrannosaurs in the collections of the University of Alberta, so we were looking at a lot of Gorgosaurus, Albertosaurus, Daspletosaurus. And then we were like, we should check what this state is like in Tyrannosaurus. And they had casts of a T-Rex. I think it was probably casts of Stan. And we pulled one mandible out of the.
I'm publishing
out of the cabinet.
Brachiosaurus.
Ooh, very nice.
Oh,
Oh, cool.
We pulled the mandible out.
He's a good boy.
And Alex
And
and
now I
I
get
are
my grad
both
student.
just immediately like, oh my god. Because
Oh
its
my
mandible is like twice as long.
And because we also
as Daspletosaurus.
and there was a cast of Tarbosaurus too, which is like an animal hypothetically on the same scale, and it also just felt teeny tiny.
They are like Tyrannosaurus Rex is a kaiju.
It's your turn,
It is
by the way, Himbo.
freakish and unnatural compared to everything else.
That's not very nice.
I know.
Um,
I'm going to the field.
I think the weirdest lizards are probably amphibians.
Yeah,
yeah, correct.
Mm.
they're bad.
Like, I can't think of any prehistoric lizards that are weirder than.
What about snakes?
Snakes aren't as weird as amphibians.
I
They're
don't know
close,
about
but
that.
they're not.
I am playing
No,
the Blue Water
amphibians
Creek
are bad.
formation.
I think it might just be because we're more familiar with snakes. We see them more often than amphibians. That
Yeah.
I don't think they're as weird.
You
But
dig
no,
into
and like
Triassic.
no prehistoric
Yeah.
lizards. Like mosasaurs, notwithstanding, really. But they're like
They're not that weird.
not that weird. No prehistoric lizards are like particularly weirder than any modern
Mhm.
lizards. Lizards have kind of basically been the same forever.
Unholy Hardy, I think that you might be misinterpreting our good Dr. Jimbo here. I do not think that any of this is disrespect towards the king. I think it's immense respect towards the king.
Tyrannosaurus
and-
Rex, and I cannot emphasize this enough, was built completely different. Sorry, Amelia, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say. I just want to clarify.
It's also your turn.
Cool. I will finish my point first.
No, I'm just letting you know.
I know. No, it's just if I get interrupted, I will be interrupted, and it won't end. Anyway, no, I want to emphasize because I've dealt with this before. Like when I talk about mosasaurs as being like nasty and horrible, I mean it with love. Like I love these things; they're so cool, and like that's just so like when we talk about things being like weird or dumb or nasty, we usually don't actually mean it in a negative way. We mean it in like a fascination kind of fun
I do.
way. Well, it depends. It
I'm
does
kidding.
depend. I think if we say that we hate something, we genuinely hate it. But normally, if we're talking like if something is weird, it's usually out of coming from a place of love. Okay, what the hell am I gonna do? Can I withdraw multiple people?
Yes, when
Yeah,
you withdraw, you always pull everyone who's out back.
Oh, and are we using students yet or no?
You have to
You have to
unlock-
publish 3.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
so if I withdraw both my guys, I have the upgrade, so I get 4 white cubes.
No, you just get 2.
I just get 2.
It's taking like a withdrawal action, and so that always just gives you the same reward. Draco Master, thank you for the super chat. And then Rum Hamburger, thank you for the super chat.
That's a great username.
It is a great name. Amelia, why do you find mosasaurs specifically so compelling? And I'll take my turn as you answer that.
Because they're cool. Like I could give like the real answers, but also like at the end of the day, they're really cool. I like how they look. I've always liked lizards, so them just being really big, cool, fun lizards makes them more fun to work on. The real answer, the professional answer, is that it's insane to me that there are so many of them. You'd think that we knew everything there was to know about them, and we just don't. Like, these things have been studied for 200 years. We've known the word mosasaur has existed for longer than the word dinosaur. And yet there are, hundreds of specimens that are worthy of publication that sit, in museum collections and haven't been looked at in 100 years. And because they are, like, relatively speaking, like, with respect to anatomy, they're pretty simple. They're not doing too much weird with their bones or with even their lifestyle. Like, they're pretty easy to understand, but, for some reason, there's still a lot to do with them to know for sure about them. Yeah, no, I don't know. And yeah, again, just because
was it my turn? Sorry.
Yeah. It's your turn, Alex.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do the global objectives work?
You go to the if the criteria are met and you aren't the sole person who meets all the criteria, you go to the publishing house, you pay 5 white cubes, and then you move starting from the left and moving to the right, one of your discs on the bottom here.
I see.
To cover up that objective.
Okay.
To claim it.
Thank you. Oh wait, I have so many students.
I want to address one question that I think came to me from Jay, which was serious question. Do you think Bhagaratam and Raptor Rex are valid? Bhagaratam has been noted a couple times in the literature to probably be chimeric. I know there's research ongoing on it, so I don't want to comment on that. I want to respect the authors, and wait for them to get their paper out. Raptor Rex is probably valid, but definitely a juvenile of something. But it does not look like a juvenile Tarbosaurus. So
for 2 blue, I get 3 green, right?
That's correct. Yes.
But they're
the
not.
2 blue go into here. Yeah.
Alice, my bad.
Yeah. And you take the 3 green from here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I will pass the turn rat.
And in this time, I'm going to return to a point I made a while ago and answer the Instagram questions.
Oh, yes.
Please do.
So we had one from Dino Drawings who may have been in the chat earlier. That name sounds familiar. Just asking for fun what color we think it was, as in Jormungandr. Mm-hmm. I like to think of it as Eustace colored, so like kind of a dark green with splotches of yellow and brown.
When you said Eustace colored, I thought you meant like it's a white guy.
Like skin colored. No, God, come on, Scott. Which is kind of what Henry did in the life reconstruction, but it's hard to see with like the beautiful lighting that he did. But yeah, no, I think of Eustace or of Jormungandr as like an olive green with a bit of like yellow and stuff.
Alex,
although
I'm kicking you out.
As you know, completely subjective.
No, don't do that.
And the other question we only had 2 of them. This comes from Speed Thief. Which features place Jormungandr outside of Clidastes and align it with more derived mosasaurians? This is a great question to which there is actually an answer. So for those of you who may have looked at the paper, you might have seen that in our tree.
Oh Lord, he publishing.
In our phylogenetic tree.
I want Deinonychus.
Yorgi is recovered in a polytomy towards the base of mosasaurines. So what a polytomy is when a bunch of species kind of wipe out in a smear together, and there's no resolution or there's no structure to that group. They're all just kind of in a comb in the same spot. So in that comb, we get Jormungandr and the 3 species of Clidastes that are in that matrix. This does not mean that Jormungandr is Clidastes. It does not mean that it is within Clidastes, because there's no resolution, there's no structure. They're all wiping out at that one point. And basically, what that means is that it's inconclusive where within that group each of those species go relative to each other. They're wiping out together. This does not mean that they are in a group together. It means they're wiping out together, and they're wiping out together separate from the rest of that clade. So according to that tree, Jormungandr could be within Clidastes, but it could also be outside of it. But it seems to be closer to Clidastes than it is to the other mosasaurians, with the other mosasaurians being Prognathodon, Globidens, Mosasaurus, Plotosaurus. So the specific features that lead me to believe that this result is not true, are not quite accurate, and will be changed in the future with the addition of new data, is, like, there's a couple features. One of them is that the ear bone of Yorgi looks a lot more like Mosasaurus than it does Clidastes. Clidastes has, like, this circular little hook shape to the ear bone. In Mosasaurus, it's, like, big and blocky and kind of rectangular, and that's what Yorki's looks like. For a while, we literally thought we just had a new species of Mosasaurus. It has the pterygoid teeth, so these are the bonus teeth that are on the palate or the roof of the mouth, are, instead of being flat on the bone, there's a ridge of bone that comes down off of it, and those teeth are situated on that ridge, and that is a Mosasaurus feature. Like, that is not seen in anybody else. I don't think it's even seen in Prognathodon, Globidens, those guys. Like, that's a Mosasaurus feature. Plotosaurus, maybe, I don't know, because that specimen is crushed. But anyway, or not crushed, it's obscured. And it's got blanking. Oh, there's a ridge, a vascular ridge or groove on the inside of the maxilla, the upper jawbone. That seems to be a Mosasaurus thing, not seen in Clidastes. And then on the frontal, which is the forehead bone, on the underside, the two bones that are around the eye, the prefrontal, which is in front, and that has the built-in angry eyebrow that you might have seen me talk about in press releases. The prefrontal's in front of the eye, the postorbital frontal is behind it, and those two bones underneath, in Mosasaurus, either they touch or they don't. And Yorgi has introduced a new state in which they almost touch. They're separated by a little bit of bone. So in Clidastes, it's separated by like an inch or more of bone. It's really obvious. In Mosasaurus, those bones touch. In Yorgi, there's like a little ridge. So they're getting close to each other, but they're not actually touching. Yeah, that's, long story short, of the features that tell me that this animal is not Clidastes, because none of those things are ever seen in Clidastes.
James, you can add a
James
thing.
James has replied to the chat. They asked whose screen they're seeing. But he replied to the Skeleton Crew account, so you're seeing James's screen. And
that was part of the joke. Thank you.
Everyone who has not chosen their second upgrade, now you can choose your second upgrade from your tiles.
Oh, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
What shall I do?
Amelia, have you taken your turn yet?
No, I'm deciding on an upgrade.
Do any of you all plan to watch Kaiju number 8 when the anime comes out? I'll be honest, I don't know what that is.
What that is.
Probably not. Sorry.
Can I use this upgrade for a grad student?
No.
No. You have to publish your next song.
Oh, right. Sorry, I'm stupid.
No worries.
Okay.
Question for Alex. Any crocodilomorphs you wish were more known to people? Yes. Jungersuka sloni. But also no. And hear me out. I have a hot take, which is that science should be inaccessible and esoteric, and only I should know things. Jokes, satire.
If it exists without my knowledge, it exists without my consent.
No, yeah,
Meridian quote.
I'd love people to get excited about like early crocodilomorphs. The only downside is, the more people that get interested, sometimes that can make the croc world a little less fun. But just in terms of, a lot of overlap on research questions and people get strong opinions about stuff. Croc world's very friendly and nice. And so I'd love people to be interested in it.
Alex, I forget if I knew you at this SVP, but I forget exactly which one it was. I want to say Calgary, so I think the answer might be...
Yeah, we definitely knew each other
yes.
by Calgary.
But there was at the auction on the last couple days.
Alex, I think you're mixing Toronto and Calgary. I don't think you knew Scott.
Oh no,
Calgary.
Sorry, I was in Toronto. Also, did someone kick my field assistant out?
I did. I'm sorry. I'm trying to
That's
figure
fine.
out what I want to do.
There was a mug that was for sale. That was up for auction that I bid on and tried to win. That it was a seal that was it had a cool logo, and it was the foundation for understanding crocodilomorph knowledge. And they said, as they said, we came up with the acronym first, and then just slapped the thing onto it afterwards. And I'm like, oh, I love that. And they said that you could find it on Redbubble, and I've never been able to.
All right, I want to
I have a
address.
question.
Sorry,
Sorry,
there's
Amelia.
I have a game question.
Amelia, go ahead.
For conversion rates, is it if I do 3 greens, does that get me 2 blues? Like, does it go backwards? Like
Yes.
Yeah.
So 3 greens will give you 2 blues. You put the 3 greens in this museum space, and you take the 2 blues from the museum space.
Okay.
I'm going to hold on. Allow me to respond to these croc questions.
Well, wait. There was an important question that has been asked a few times, which is do you have any advice for dealing with imposter syndrome in the field?
No, I'm still plagued by it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a little bit. In my experience, it's something that never fully goes away. But if you're early in graduate school, my advice is to remember that you were admitted to the program. And that means that the people who are responsible for admissions and the people you're working with saw something in you. And they're pretty experienced, and they tend to not admit people who can't do it. And therefore, you do have a contribution to make.
Thank you.
I think there's a little bit of an extent to which, like, kind of a desire to prove that you can do it and that you can contribute something to the field is maybe like a good motivator.
You can't,
but
you can't kick off paleontologists. The grad
They're both
student
paleontologists.
Yeah, sorry.
Whack, lame.
Sorry, James.
No, it's okay. But I mean, obviously, imposter syndrome goes far beyond like wanting to kind of make a name for yourself, right? It's and it can be a really, really debilitating thing. I dealt with it for a long time, really badly, and it doesn't ever fully leave. But the best thing to remember in my case and what's helped me go through it is just somebody saw something in you, and that means like what they saw is real, and you know you will live up to it if you're putting in the work in your program and doing what you have to do.
That
it's
was
kind
what
of
helped me through it.
What?
That was what helped me through it.
Yeah, it's just like follow the course a little bit, right?
Yeah, I remember I had a really awesome conversation with my then girlfriend about.
Oh wait, no, I do get 3.
Like I had a huge amount of imposter syndrome when Amy Davidson, the fossil preparator at the AMNH, retired, and specifically retired because she said I finally, like after my hiring, she finally felt like the prep lab was in good enough hands for her to leave it. And I was like, oh my God, what? And Amy Davidson's a legend. And I remember talking to about this with them. And
sorry, I pass.
And their response was like, Scott, you really, like, you look up to Amy, right? I'm like, yeah. Like, you think that she's, like, one of the best who's ever done this, right? Yeah. It's like, you take her advice on like almost everything, right? I'm like, absolutely. Like, why do you think that this is the only thing that she's wrong at? And I'm like, shush.
Scott, it's your turn, by the way.
Thanks.
A good story. Now, people were asking about crocodiles, which is
the more important thing. Go back to it.
Than feeling.
Feelings.
Anyway, what was there was an earlier question. Hold on. Oh my God! What is my favorite? My favorite Sebekid. I don't remember how it's pronounced.
Sebekid.
I think this is a group that's kind of mid. Frank, no, I'm kidding. It's a great group. All crocodilomorphs are good, but they are kind of aping earlier Rasukians. I think my favorite is probably Hamadasuchus, just because it's kind of funky.
Kicking you off, Alex.
Please don't.
I did.
Yeah, so I love Hamadasuchus. Barasuchus is great too. It's basically taking an alligator skull and then stretching it to make a Rasukian a second time, which I think is very fun. In terms of, was that it? Was that literally the only one?
I think there was another, but I don't remember what it was. But someone did ask. Matt Hedgen asked what croc would be the best one
Amelia,
to
it's
invite
you.
over for Nuggy Nights.
Okay, sorry, I was responding to an important text.
I don't know.
I mean,
How to answer that
it has to
question.
be Simasukas, even if you're not going to share the nuggets.
But Simasukas is eating plants.
I know, that's why you get to not share your nuggets and have a cool, cute friend.
Oh, all right. Well argued. I found an old picture of you, and you kind of look like Dino Dan. Cool. I don't know who that is.
What? Quick question. What does this little footprint mean?
That means you get a trace fossil.
Yeah, you draw from the trace fossil deck.
Okay, so I'll do that now. Okay, and I roll 2 dice.
Kevin's asking if we play the Chased by Dinosaurs Minecraft maps together.
I don't think we've ever played Minecraft together.
I've never played.
We've never played Minecraft together. Alex, the issue is that only 3 of us game on PCs. In theory, I'm not opposed to it. I like playing Minecraft. I think
Me too.
It could be fun. There's a lot of upfront setup with that, which for like very experienced like people who play Minecraft and do a lot of Minecraft mods. And I used to do this, but I've gotten rusty, like very rusty. The upfront setup cost is just a bit more time intensive than I think we can commit to at the moment. But it's not something we're like excluding.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And
also,
Mr. Snappy, it is a Sebo. So there's the family Sebes or whatever, and then there's Sebasukia, and it is a Sebasukian, but it is not a Sebesid, I think, in most topologies. But also, I have no idea who Dino Dan is. So sorry
so I looked this up, and Dino Dan, for you uncultured swine who didn't know it, who also didn't need to Google this, was a Canadian television series that ran for 8 seasons, starting in 2010. And Dino Dan is a child.
Dino Dan is a child.
10 years old. 10 years old.
How did you not know the child? You did
know
not.
your children.
The Canadian child. Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh.
I only know about Dino Dan because my younger sister watched it a little bit when she was younger and the show was new. So it was on in my house. It was definitely a like top tier dinosaur kids show.
They have some lesser known dinos in here. I'm seeing Cosmoceratops and stuff. Like, that's neat.
In the show or what?
Yeah.
Cool, I guess.
I think I've seen like images of it online, but yeah, it was definitely both. I think after my time, and also if it was a Canadian show, I probably wouldn't have been able to watch it until like high school because that's when we got satellite TV, and until then, I was limited to local channels.
I am going to publish.
Hot diggity dog.
Oh yeah,
that's kicking me out.
I think
yeah.
Someday we'll remember to move the person before putting our guy down.
No, I will never remember that. And by publish, I mean complete a global objective.
Oh my goodness! Is
I know.
The many carnivores?
No, it's the herbivores that I decided to go with. The carnivores may also. It is probably also in effect, but.
Good job. We're proud of you.
I felt like the plant eaters deserved some love.
Wrong.
Oh no! Turnrat was absorbed.
There you go.
Turnrat into the void.
Into a box.
The Turnrat went into the fucking back rooms.
What an absolute waste of a cool idea.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate. It's been unfortunately interneted.
I'm going
What's the lore on the back rooms?
I'm going to the university library, and I'm going to take my 4 research tokens.
Ooh.
Whoa.
I just want to say,
Pale
Pale has mentioned that another heavy topic y'all had mentioned was bullying in the professional field from your Q&A. And when James
Amelia,
said that it affected you a lot, it hit me in my heart. I appreciate that very much. Academic bullying is a really, really bad thing, and it, is something that affected me quite a lot. And, the ramifications of that do kind of continue to echo in the course that my career has taken a little bit. There's a lot to be very grateful for in the course my career has taken, but, there are definitely effects of those early experiences that, kind of can't be ignored. So yeah, it's a bad thing, and we do not stand academic bullies on this channel.
No, not at all.
Oh,
Now, our
no.
rule against gossip prevents us from saying anything more specific, but we do not stand academic bullies.
We absolutely don't. It's not a laughing matter. It's very serious.
No, absolutely. It's a very serious thing.
Don't be a bad person.
Are we going to watch the Backrooms film by the original guy?
No.
The original guy who made the Backrooms. If the person who came up with the idea of making one, I'd be interested.
No.
My issue with the Backrooms is that as the concept has evolved and more people have contributed to it, they've been like, oh, we got to add creatures to it. And we got to explain what's happening.
Yeah,
and when it's better treated, it's just kind of like a creepy idea.
So there was another Yorgi question, which
go. Yes.
It's about the parietal foramen. That's a good question. He doesn't have a parietal. It's one of the bits that we're missing, unfortunately. Yeah, very sad. But what's cool is based on a bone that we do have that would have been nearby, I have a guess as to what it might have looked like. So we have the frontal, which is the forehead bone. It's directly in front of the parietal. And in Mosasaurus proper, so this is a character that it actually has in common with Clidastes. In Mosasaurus proper, there are these two little prongs that extend from the back of the frontal to kind of surround the parietal foramen. The parietal foramen is relatively large. And in Pliopletycarpians, at least the derived ones, the parietal foramen is so huge that there aren't little prongs going back from the frontal. The parietal foramen itself invades the frontal. So Yorgi does not have that, but it also doesn't have those huge prongs like Mosasaurus does. We can't tell if it had the little tiny prongs like Clidastes does. So we reconstructed it not having those big prongs and having a relatively small parietal foramen. But that's a reconstruction filled in based on another specimen. But as for the second part of the question was whether that feature is diagnostic, and I've kind of touched on that a bit. It is for Mosasaurus, so it's both the relative size of the foramen and the position of it relative to the suture with the frontal. Great question.
Very good question. Excellent. It's also your turn, Amelia.
I know that. God.
We are not even halfway to the end of this game.
No. So what? Can I publish a trace fossil with anything?
No, with anything,
yes.
anything unless it has a stipulation on it, you can't do footprints for a marine critter.
Well, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think gastroliths are the only trace fossil you can do that's marine.
Okay. And do they that's all they do is add points, right?
Yes, they just add points.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They cost more and they add points.
They cost more.
One extra cube of the color.
Yeah.
Of it has to be of the same color.
Yeah, the same color as
okay.
whatever the dinosaur is.
Okay. Well, then I'm gonna hold on. Who can publish? Only the paleontologist can publish, right?
The grad student can also publish, but
yes, I don't have my grad student.
and the grad student can't kick off the paleontologist.
Yes.
So
who is currently on there?
Go away.
Get out of there, Jimbo.
Get your shit out. Okay. I'm going to publish Marshosaurus.
Ooh, a theropod?
A theropod.
A theropod.
One of them theropods.
Where do I put the cubes? Do I put them in the bowls?
In the bowls, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Dalton, the wrists are pronated.
Oh no.
I'm gonna.
They're kind of the left one's pretty pronated. I don't care.
No, I don't care either.
Yorgi question again. Amelia, have you seen all the Yorgi art on PaleoStream in the past few days?
I have. It's so nice. That's been really fun to see. Oops. Oh no. Sorry, I've just combined my
Pale, I really like is there a card in the game called Earthquake when you can crumble up another person's holotype? I would absolutely love it if there was a card called Museum Fire and it just destroyed the holotype. Sorry, the only specimen of Massachusetts state dinosaur, Podokesaurus, and that's the only thing that it could do. It's just destroy Podokesaurus.
I want a card called Allied Bombing Raid.
Jurassic Swine has asked a question. Sorry, Jurassic Swine, we missed that.
Yes. Yeah. And other people have asked this as well. How much of Yorgi was found? So we have both lower jaws, and they're complete. We have a lot of the front part of the snout. Let me angle this correctly. So we've got Jesus. Okay, it's all backwards. Sorry. So we've got the snout, and we've got like the front part of the head. We're basically missing just this back part. So we're missing the parietal, which is this bone that has the parietal foramen or the third eye that we were talking about, and the brain case in the back. But we have the ear bones. We have all of one and most of the other one. We've got both lower jaws, and then we've got like the whole front of the face and the palate. So then after that, we have the first 12 vertebrae, which abruptly stopped in a weird way that seems to maybe possibly be correlated to the bite marks. And we have, in a jacket that was not opened or found or known about until literally I submitted the paper, 2 shoulder bones. So we've got a scapula, which is the back shoulder bone, and a coracoid, which is the front, not really the shoulder, but the front part of the pectoral or, shoulder girdle. And that material is really fun because it is doing the exact same thing that the skull is doing, in that some of it looks like clidastes, some of it looks like mosasaurus. It's really odd. It's really cool. It really makes me wish
James
we had
Rat.
a rat.
Thank you for the rat. You're kind rat.
Dear Amelia, what would you like the mosasaurus social behavior in Jurassic World Evolution 2 to be besides face biting?
Some cute little like nuzzlies would be nice, because lizards do that sometimes. But in general, or honestly, if they had, oh no, I changed my mind. I want them to do the weird arched neck thing that monitors do when they're each other, like where they they hunch and they blow up. They're so funny. I want them to do that. Yeah.
Hey, I've got a question, guys.
What's your question?
Never mind. It's fine.
Okay.
Would a mosasaur swim to the bottom, and would it do push-ups on the bottom?
No, they don't have the shoulder strength, the arm strength to do that.
Can you prove that?
They don't have that girth.
That's a 3.
I'll call. No, I think when it lands against the box, it's a reroll. It's a 4.
Cheater.
Oh,
It's a 4 plus 2 white cubes.
Oh yeah.
Why does he get the 2 white cubes?
Someone has pointed out that one of the news articles reporting on Yorkie used AI art. I saw that. It's horrible.
It was very ugly.
We commissioned Henry to make art to be used in the press. I wish the press would use the art that we commissioned Henry to do for the press.
Hey, what do you do? What can you do about it?
Yeah, whatever. I mean, most of them have been using his art, which is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, like, as well they should. It's great art.
Indeed, indubitably.
It's so good.
Amelia, it's yours.
Oh, yeah. When you do get around to reading the paper, his skull drawings show how much of it we have, minus the vertebrae. What do I want to do? What am I doing? Oh, I've been kicked off. Okay. Oh, can I
Oh, you unlock your grad student, by the way, Amelia.
Oh, yay. And they can do everything the paleontologists can do, right?
Yes.
But they can't kick off a paleontologist.
Yeah. Okay, so if I...
Speaking of academic bullying, it's in the game.
Academic.
Paleontologists
It's in the game.
That is unfortunately not a funny topic.
It's a game.
It's a funny joke about a not funny topic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trading all of my purple... Wait, do I need to trade all of them? I don't need to trade all of them. How many? Hold on a second.
No, the purple is very valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
only
like,
if you
one
have
is 3
purple
green
animals.
or something.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, but I'm saying like the exchange rate is you will get lots
actually, you're right. I can just trade. I just have to trade.
So 1 purple is 2
One
blue or 3
purple.
green.
I want 3 greens.
They come from the.
Yeah, they have to come from there. But
they come
there
from
are
there, and
enough.
your purple goes there. So the purple there. Yeah.
Okay.
There are 3 greens there though.
Good.
Do you have?
Okay. Wait.
You might.
Oh,
I don't know if you have enough room in your storage.
Yeah, I do. They're not lined up, but I have.
Sorry, they looked weird.
Yeah.
No. I counted.
James,
Okay.
you have another Nemeg question.
Oh, do I?
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm gonna go to the field.
from Jay.
Do I personally believe Nomingia is synonymous with Elmosaurus and Gobiraptor with Conchoraptor? I haven't looked into the Gobiraptor and Conchoraptor thing in detail, so I'll withhold comment. The difficulty with Nomingia and Elmosaurus is that the elements that are overlapping between them are not generally considered to be diagnostic for canignathids. Now, those elements are identical. And so this gets at, like, some pretty interesting debates over how we determine what, like, fossil, or what species a fossil belongs to.
How do we do that?
Alex, it's your turn.
Thank you.
The approach I advocate for, and I think that most people in the skeleton crew agree with, is that you can only say something belongs to a species if it actually has the diagnostic traits of that species.
Mm-hmm.
And so because the bones that overlap between Elmosaurus and Nomingia are not diagnostic of either species... Excuse me, I've drank too much carbonated water tonight. If they're not diagnostic to either species or genus, I would say that we probably can't really tell if they're the same or not. Now, that said, the elements that overlap are literally identical.
Damn you, Raptor.
And given that they're literally identical, I think they are probably the same thing. But I think it depends a little bit on your philosophy and your general practices, whether or not you would, like, formally follow that recommendation or just say, yeah, they're probably the same, but we need more material to know for sure. Hope that answers your question. I just want to say a fun thing here. Like, what this means, if you really follow my approach, is you need to be way more strict than a lot of people generally are. Like, the diagnostic traits of T-Rex don't include the hind limb. And so if you found a massive Tyrannosaur leg in the Hell Creek Formation, under my rules, you wouldn't be able to say it's a T-Rex leg. Yes. But most people would say, that's obviously a T-Rex leg. And I would say, yeah, almost certainly.
Well, I think you could probably, that would be the case if you wanted to do that. Do an amended diagnosis and see if there are diagnostic characters in the legs of material that has a leg overlapping with other diagnostic material.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I think it's worth... sorry. Just to build off, like, it's a diagnosis with using our good friend anthropomorphy, but also just based on the quality and the content of the fossil record, the assumption that a thing that is weird or different might be just it's more likely you're finding something new a lot of the time than possibly some kind of interspecific variation or something along those lines, which is why it's important to be careful. And not everything found immediately needs a name or needs to be assigned. Take your time is all.
Right. The Cretaceous Critter has asked, and I saw that you asked this earlier, and I'm sorry we didn't get to it. Thank you for typing again. This is true. If we don't answer a question, and it's been like a hot second, feel free to type it again, just because it's somewhat difficult for us to scroll back up.
You're not being annoying.
No. The Cretaceous Critter asks a random question for the whole crew. How old were each of you when you first went to do field work? That's
a good question.
I think I was 14 or 15. I was in high school. It was with an internship with the Denver Museum.
I was 15. Through an opportunity to actually do field work with Paul Serino in the Big Al Quarry, which was really cool.
I was in college. I was 20.
I was 19 when I went to Mapungubwe in South Africa with Jim.
I was also in college. I believe I was 22 or 23.
Picked your field assistant off, James.
Oh, thank you.
And then, hey, Amelia or anyone else, are there any marine reptiles that could make sand designs like pufferfish?
They could probably, but whether or not they did is another question that we probably won't ever know.
Yeah, I see no inherent reason why they couldn't do it.
I like to believe.
Actually, I'm rethinking this. I haven't done anything. You get to go back, James.
Oh, thank you.
And then there, and I'll draw 3.
Another question about keeping mosasaurs in captivity, what the problems would be. I think space would be the biggest problem because they were presumably pretty active. And it's like the same reason we can't keep huge pelagic fish in aquariums. Like, they need a lot of space to zoom. And I I mean,
Or I guess probably specifically like great white sharks in this case.
I was thinking, yeah, great white sharks or like tuna. Like you don't see tuna in aquariums. You know?
Yeah, that's a good point.
like-
Also, Amelia, it's your turn. Just wanted to let you know.
Yeah,
Friendly
I
reminder.
see the rat. That's why we have the rat. Yeah, no. Why is it always my turn when I'm being asked?
They really do time Yorgi questions for
Yeah.
right at the end of Scott's turn.
Take your turn and then answer the question.
What do I want to do? Oh, I need to pull. Yeah, okay, never mind. Okay, yes. I pull my guy back and I get white cubes.
There aren't any fossils on Long Island, says Jurassic Swine. As I've learned recently, that's actually not true. There is a tiny section of exposure of the Raritan Formation in, like, Great Neck.
How do you know?
And there's, like, Cretaceous marine fossils there. Raritan Formation's like Maastrichtian. I think it's actually the same rock unit, or it's, like, roughly coeval to the layers that Dryptosaurus comes from. Currently, my understanding is they've only found, like, a handful of, like, bivalve fossils and everything. But they exist. It's very rare to find actual rock outcrop on Long Island, but it does exist.
Cool.
Yeah. I think there was another question I wanted to take. Oh, so Jimbo, using this logic, could we say that the genus Tyrannosaurus can be synonymous with Parasaurolophus because of that incredibly diagnostic crest? No.
All right, pass to Alex.
Thank you, sir.
The thing is, with Tyrannosaurus, different phylogenies find different placements for Tyrannosaurus, and kind of like the situation with Yorgi, some phylogenies find Tyrannosaurus within Parasaurolophus, which would mean that, it would be justified to call it a species of Parasaurolophus. But other phylogenies find it outside of the genus Parasaurolophus. And that means that we wouldn't necessarily need to make it within the same genus. It could be its own genus. In fact, I think in some analyses it actually comes off like on a different branch altogether from the Parasaurolophus clade. So I always say that using these kinds of in-group phylogenies is a difficult way to do taxonomy because the topologies tend to change a lot very quickly. It should be factored into the taxonomic decision, but just finding something in the same clade as another taxon doesn't really tell you much about what it is. So with Tyrannosaurus, it's an open question. I can see both arguments. We need to wait to see where the tree topologies converge.
Dalton,
Yes.
I have a dumb question.
Mhm.
What do the museum things mean?
It means that you draw fossils from the museum collection. So like you would draw. Did you roll these 3 dice, Alex?
I just rolled these 3 and I got
So you get 3 from the supply and then 2 from the collections. But because there are none, you don't get those.
Okay,
so
then
you
I'm
get
going to
3.
re-roll.
Yes, I would
2 of
re-roll
them.
those if you have the capability to. And Cretaceous Critter, just to make sure, because you don't see the chat, I did see your email. I will respond in short order. I apologize for the delay.
There's a question that we've been asked a couple times: what our favorite specimen nicknames are. I'm currently biased for Eustace because I think it's unique and funny, but also Bunker is a very good one. I love Bunker too.
I think specimen nicknames are silly, and I don't use them. I pass the turn rat to my good friend and colleague, James Napoli.
Thank you.
I'm going to be unoriginal and say Sue. It's a good
I was
name.
also thinking Sue. I like Sue. And I like that the all capitalized Sue has become like a brand. I don't know. I think that's kind of neat.
It's rad.
I accidentally saw
That's a
James'
good point.
hand.
Silly does not mean bad.
Oh, yeah.
I should be more clear.
What is Bunker?
Bunker
Asks Master.
Bunker's a great animal. Bunker is one of the largest. I think it's tied with Bruce, which is another great Tylosaur nickname, for the largest known, confirmed mosasaur. Bunker is a Tylosaurus from Kansas. If you ever visit the KU Natural History Museum, right when you walk in, look up, and there is the cast of it mounted above the entryway.
I thought you just published that, James. Sorry.
Alex, please.
There's a game happening.
I understand, but Still. So Bunker's a Tylosaurus. It's one of the largest mosasaurs known. The skull is easy to remember. It's 5'7", which is my height. The whole skull, I think it's a tad bit short. I think the whole skull, my estimate currently, when it was complete, would be 1.8 meters long. The whole animal is hovering around 50 feet long. So it's a big creature, but it's also really complete. Like, the bones are in kind of crap condition, but most of the skull is there, most of the jaws are there, and it's got a ton of vertebrae, and I think most of all of its limbs, and it also has one of the hyoid bones or the tongue bones, which is pretty cool. So yeah, Bunker is fantastic. The cast of it is on display at a lot of places. Like, if you ever see a mosasaur and think, dear God, that's the biggest animal I've ever seen, it's probably Bunker.
Welcome back, Ryan.
Well, I have to publish something.
Oh, well, you're publishing.
1 cube.
Oh,
Oh my God, he got it.
Yo, who has it? Oh,
Scott.
wow, rude.
Cool.
Look at
Also,
that.
wow.
Look
Right,
at
I
it.
forgot you made this. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really rad.
Look at
Very
that.
cool.
I did the thing. And now, Amelia, the turn rat goes to you after I published your
After
child.
you literally bond
You
with
got
my
scooped.
son.
She got scooped.
I'm
folks.
glad
Look at
someone
that.
got that card.
And
Yeah.
I, as soon as I drew it, I was like, oh, thank God. Because I was really worried that it was just going to be sitting in there for a while. But also, welcome everybody to the conceit of what we're going to be doing here. We came to the decision of whenever one of us publishes a new holotype, we're going to stream about it and play holotype and slowly be adding them to the deck to make our own custom game.
That's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Hey, guys, I'm going to run to the restroom really quick, so I apologize. The stream view will be stationary for a moment. I'll be right back.
All good.
But
Okay.
I'm going to...
Yeah, Amelia, I scooped you.
You really did.
Scott got custody of Yorgi.
Okay, who is this? Is this Scott? Get the hell out.
And that's
Oh,
fair.
Salty
Yeah.
dog.
I am going to publish an Elasmosaurus with gastroliths,
Cool.
Nice.
which I believe means I need
5 green.
5 green, 4 white.
Yeah. Hold on.
I like that Elasmosaurus. It's pretty.
Oh, nice.
I've seen that one before. But it is a very good one that I use frequently to... It demonstrates the neck very well.
How do I thought, did I already... Where the hell are my cubes going? Am I going crazy? I thought I had...
You got 2 stacked. You got stacked.
Okay. So, that was 1, 2... Okay, 2,
Yeah, you have enough.
3...
Never add Kuru. No, I'm never adding Kuru.
4...
What?
No,
It would be cool to add.
I
food.
should. I just didn't think to.
Ours was in a cool show. You have to add it.
This isn't a Kuru stream. This
Yeah.
is the Yorgi stream.
Exactly.
Yeah, the game is North America, so...
That too. Once they add Asian, actually they'll probably put it in the game when they make the Asian expansion.
Oh, yeah,
I wouldn't
because of
be
how-
surprised.
How thorough they're being with all of the pterosaurs that none of us have ever heard of before.
Okay,
Ooh!
that's all I can do, right?
Draco Master,
Yes.
$10. What's y'all's favorite fantasy depiction of paleofauna? Fossil Pokemon, fossil fighters, Vivisaurs. Mine is probably Monster Hunter World. I absolutely fell in love with Anjanath in that game. I think it is my favorite fantasy dinosaur. It's so cool. And it is I like it as a fantasy animal because of how inspired by real animals it is. If that makes sense. That a lot of it is so plausible. I mean, besides like the fire breathing and like the big like
Yeah,
inflatable
recall.
like nose and
A total recall.
stuff like that. But it is such a rad design.
Alex,
Rad.
It's got
Thank
the
you.
feather cape that was very much in vogue at the time.
And you consider the pickle.
But it's fun. I like Anjanath a whole lot. And I do also very much like the fossil Pokemon. And I love the idea of baby tyrannosaurs in general being called tyrants because that just
It's
makes
cute.
me happy. Because like so many other dinos have, or prehistoric critters have so many other great names, and also Dalton's trying to say something. Go.
No, I was just saying, do you think does Dinotopia count for this? Because like those are more like paleo realized
It's your boy,
animals in a
Silurus.
fantasy setting. If they count, that's my favorite. If they don't, I'll pick another.
Yeah, pick a fantasy animal. I would say to be in spirit with the question.
Then I'll pick the. I think I'll probably pick most of the Ixalan dinosaurs.
Oh yeah,
oh
Ixalan's
my
great.
god, yes,
Because they're just beautiful.
They're so
beautiful
pretty.
designs.
Jimbo
I'm
recalls.
so excited for the new pack.
Me too.
I'm probably in the next day or so gonna pre-order that pre-con.
All right,
Dear
it's
Skeleton
Scott's turn. Everybody ask Yorgi questions right now.
Dear Skeleton Crew, if 30% of all modern non-human fauna was replaced with early Triassic counterparts, what changes in the ecosystem would there be?
That is
huge ones. I don't know.
An unanswerably Titanic question.
It'd be different.
It would, if my grandmother had wheels, she would be a bike.
She would be a bike.
I don't know. Honestly, like,
what if everything was just different at one point?
This is a question. This is kind of related to a question that we were tackling in one of our Pan Paleo meetings. So we have a meeting every other week with the lab groups at Yale of like the vert paleo, the invert paleo, the paleoclimate people. We kind of all get together and just chat about stuff. And there's someone who's working on the idea of like ecological tipping points, and is the idea of like, can you like ecosystems respond to stresses in certain ways, and if you push an ecosystem so far, it can usually return to the state that it was in prior to being pushed. But if you push it too far, it tips past that and it can never return to the way that it was before. This is relevant to your question, to this question in a couple ways, because one, this would be pushing an ecosystem either to or beyond a tipping point, so we don't really know what would happen. But the other thing is, and it's unclear to me because I asked this question and I think there's a lot of consideration to be made, right? If you take an ecosystem and consider like an imaginary rainforest with 30 species of lizards, each doing their own little job in the ecosystem. And then you have an event that happens and it kills off 15 of those lizards, right? And those open niches are then replaced by shrews that are essentially doing the same job, right? The composition of that ecosystem has changed, but every function of that ecosystem is still being fulfilled in more or less the same way. And so it kind of depends on the scale and what you're interested in of questioning on has the ecosystem changed, right? Like the same functions are being fulfilled, but it's being fulfilled by different animals. And it's not an easy question to answer. And I don't have an answer. I mean, I think I'm a very taxonomically like based and minded person. So for me, it's a completely different system. But for someone who's more interested in like broad scale ecosystem functions, it might be not changed at all.
Dalton is taxonomically and ideologically based.
Indeed.
Yes.
We are all radical Daltonists here.
I see a question from me, which is, have I considered comparing Ark's dinos to real life? I actually did consider it once when I was paid to do it by a different YouTube channel.
We attempted to do it last stream too, but James is too busy murdering everybody.
I cannot be killed. I'm dancing.
Dalton, I have a just rules question very quickly.
What's your question?
From the discard pile, can you only draw the top?
You can only draw the top unless you get this upgrade. The upgrade for any from pile means you can draw from anywhere in the pile.
Interesting. How close are we to upgrades?
We're still a bit away. We're 3 holotypes away from upgrades.
Rats.
I'm going to make it 2 though, because I'm going to the publishing house.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna quickly ask a question by Resty. Which skeleton crew member would survive the longest in open water with a Yorgi?
Nobody.
4 in.
No, the longest. We'd all die immediately at the exact same time. We gotta know the seconds.
Dalton, I think we're on 20.
I don't think anybody has a measurable advantage against a 25-foot-long hateful animal.
Well, Scott has the largest lungs. So I think Scott would just drown the slowest.
We are at 20.
Yeah.
So we get.
I'm also
swim.
I'm also the biggest target, so it might go for me first.
Well, in that case, I will survive the longest as apparently the smallest target.
Wait, actually, hold on. I'm actually an excellent swimmer, and I'm a very water-focused person. I wouldn't survive.
There you go,
I
Alex.
do better than y'all.
It's your turn.
Alex, I was captain of the swim team back in the day.
Was being the operative.
Indeed. Oh, also, question from me from earlier from Nathaniel.
It's your turn, Alex.
Yeah, sorry. Do we get the upgrades?
No, not yet.
Scott, thoughts on the other brute wyverns? Glavenus, Deviljho, Baroth, Duramboros, and stuff. I think Baroth has gotten a little bit of a short stick recently. I think it's a really fun critter, and it's a shame that it dies so quickly and it's used as an early game monster. Duramboros and Uragon, I think, are ugly, and I don't like them. Deviljho, I love the evil demon pickle. I love him with my whole heart. He's goofy and amazing, and I love that they made him hell walking in the recent games. And Glavenus, I think it's a super rad design, even if it's, I don't know, like it doesn't scratch me just the exact right way, but I do like that it's a Carnotaurus, which is fun.
We had a question about the rules for naming species. Like the question was just how lenient the rules were.
Turn rat, your turn.
Who, me?
No,
Jimbo, sorry.
Wait, let me find the question again. Yeah, how lenient are the rules on naming fossil taxa? Obviously, we've got joke names like Gasosaurus and Megapnosaurus, but what are the limits? I don't think they really exist, question mark, other than you can't spell things the same way, and that animals are governed by a different set of rules than plants. So, like,
oh, I didn't know that.
Plant,
yes.
Yeah, so there can be a plant and an animal with the same name. The best of it, like the one that I think of always is Dracaena. So there's Dracaena the plant and Dracaena the caiman lizard. So names can coexist between botany and animals.
Is that who I think it is?
And I think that has to do with the fact that animals are governed by the International Commission on Zoological Nomenclature. So zoology meaning animals. So they're governed by separate sets of rules. But so for Yorgi, fun fact, we had a moment where we needed to consult very closely with the naming rules. And the rules are, as long as they're not spelled the same, Godspeed, have fun. I think you need to have at least 2 letters, and you can't use like special characters, like they have to be standard Latin characters. Yeah. That's why Jormungandr is just an O. It doesn't have the O with a little hooky thing, which is more accurate spelling actually than O with umlauts.
Also, I think we're at the upgrade.
Oh, we are at the upgrade now. So yes, everyone can take another upgrade. If
yeah.
So inclined.
If memory serves, that's how we got Leviathan, the sperm whale, spelled that way, as opposed to just Leviathan, that they went with the Hebrew spelling.
Yeah, even though, so now what's funny about that is another person can just name something Leviathan if they want.
Well, I thought that something was named Leviathan and that name was taken. I thought that was the story behind it.
I don't know. It could be. We could check. We could go to Zoobank and check. But like, in the case where someone else has already used it, yeah. But it could also be because they were trying to Latinize it. I don't know.
Yeah, if memory serves, I thought it was like the same thing that always happens, where like it was a beetle.
It could have been.
I believe so.
Yeah.
It was. I'm sorry. The scientific name Leviathan was also the junior synonym for the mastodon.
Oh no, that's stupid. Who would name a land animal Leviathan?
Well, I think it was done in like the 1800s when they were just like, "This is huge. It's the biblical monster."
Is there a behemoth?
I'll check Zoobank.
Yeah, check
Zoobank.
That would be rad.
And one of the rules that I find kind of annoying, although I see the place for it, is that if something is an invalid junior synonym, the name is also not usable.
Yeah.
Like you don't just get it back.
Mm-hmm. I wish they would change that, but
I wish they would change it, but I can see why
I
they
respect
don't.
why they don't. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, especially with fossil animals, it's like, okay, but what if? So like, it's like, what if future work finds that it actually is distinct?
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
like a Brontosaurus situation.
Yeah.
There is not, as far as I can tell, a genus behemoth. There is something called Cryptomaster behemoth.
That's great.
A great name. I don't know. Oh, it is a opilionid arachnid. So it's a tiny little like.
Oh, it's is it? Opilionids are those? Which ones are those? Are those the cool ones? I mean, they're all cool. I love them, but Opilionid. Are they? Oh man, I know what that is.
They're daddy long legs.
They're dead. Yeah. That's funny.
But this one doesn't have that long of legs.
Oh,
Daddy
It's-
short legs.
So it's Cryptomaster Behemoth, and another species in
Such a
Cryptomaster
cool
is
name.
Cryptomaster Leviathan.
Oh my god.
That is
But
God!
wait, is if it has short legs as a daddy long legs, is it just daddy?
I think
Stop it.
Cryptomaster might be Daddy.
Yeah,
Crypto.
I think he's daddy.
That's-
Amelia, it's your turn. Please save us
Oh
from
my
this
God,
stunlock
and
that's
someone-
happening.
No, I need to acknowledge someone has said that it has giant pedipalps, which makes the Cryptomaster, because Cryptomaster I imagine means like hidden mouth, right, or like hidden jaws. So the fact that it has giant pedipalps, kind of pedipalps being the mouthy legs on a spider, that's funny. Okay, anyways.
Draco Master, the current turn order is me. Well, I started, so it's Scott, Amelia, James. Scott, Amelia, Dalton, Alex, James.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Please
that
help,
does
the
mean-
harvestmen are selling me questionable Bitcoin knockoffs.
Is that Behemoth? Behemoth is a valid genus, folks. So
Ooh.
Yeah, it's an available name.
it's an available
As
generic
is
name.
Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is no rule.
Frank?
I think the only rule that I've like ever heard of, but I don't know if it's actually formal, is like no profanity.
Yeah.
Like
That's
Yeah.
not,
watch your profanity.
it's not in the ICZN.
Oh, well, in that case, you know what I'm naming my next species.
Tim.
No, I don't.
And we
Oh.
can't say it.
We can't say it. Well, no, I mean, I could say it. The word starts with F.
No.
Or just
Um,
this is my new Tyrannosaur, motherfucker.
I do like Donald
That
Donahue.
species name unlimited.
Motherfucker Unlimited. Yeah.
Donald Donahue. I'm gonna discover a genus of Titanosaur and just name it Dave. This is Dave Excelsis.
I've had the joke for a little bit of like naming a dinosaur fucking Bigosaurus, but like spelling it weird. Just because I just love how it sounds.
Fucken.
No, like spell it with a PH or something like that. Like be weird
Just-
about it.
Just find a Titanosaur and just name it Big.
Welcome to Big Guy Huge Lad.
Named for the Tom Hanks film, which we watched when we found it. Big.
Honestly, a Cretaceous critter, a name derived off of Ozymandias is like my number one of something that someone should name something. I would say that I should name something, but I can't do that. So
It is on
That's
my
true.
list of names to give things. I just am waiting for the right animal.
My grand student to the field.
big guy, huge laddie.
Right. Well, like, I think Jormungandr is a wonderful example of, like, that was the exact right animal to get the
Oh my
name.
god.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, theoretically, the name Jormungandr Walhallaensis could have gone to, like, a beetle. That would have been wrong, but it could have gone to it. I remember when Amelia first told me what the name was going to be, I was just like, my lord, that is quite literally perfect.
Yeah.
Like, it's unbeatable. And so what I
Your turn, Alex.
kind of
Thank you,
don't
sir.
love is sometimes really cool names get wasted on like fossils that in my opinion don't really deserve them. They don't live up to the hype of what the name is. Jormungandr is not that
Thanos.
situation. Thanos being an example of one that's like very little material.
Mhm.
You know,
It's also tiny.
it's not very big.
Dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
passed
that's
the rat.
like I'm really like again for those of you who weren't here earlier, Clint Boyd, my co-author, is responsible for the name, and like the actual conversation was something to the effect of I messaged the group chat
James.
to ask like, hey, so like as soon as we figured out it was a new thing, I was like, okay, how are we going to go about naming this thing? And Clint was like, no, I have the name. And I think I said verbatim, bet. And then when she replied,
won.
Jormungandr Walhallaensis, I was like, oh,
Okay, yeah.
Lord. Perfect. It's fantastic. Yeah, because it's how, as I've been telling people, it's like, how are we going to find, how does one find a sea monster from the town of Valhalla and call it anything else? Like, again, I've noticed some people online are upset that it's not bigger, but like it's still formidable, and also like it is definitely new. Like, that was the other part of it for me, is like I didn't want to waste this name on something that was going to get sunk. Like, it's definitely new. It's definitely important too. Like, this thing is connecting dots that we didn't know needed to be connected. And yeah, it is just perfect. So I'm really, really happy that it all, worked out the way that it did.
Ryan Howe, we will take all the super chats. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for your generosity.
Draco Master has said, I feel like if anything were to be named Ozymandias, it'd have to be a massive sauropod known only from its legs, which would be the perfect thing to name Ozymandias.
And like one from the end Cretaceous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for me, I've always kind of, I mean, maybe this is my bias speaking, but I would love it to be the species name given if a second species of Tyrannosaurus was ever actually found.
Yes!
Tyrannosaurus ozymandias.
Tyrannosaurus ozymandias would be...
Tyrannosaurus?
Tyrannosaurus. Tyrant Lizard King of Kings.
Tyrant Lizard King of Kings is so rad.
Yeah,
though.
like that would be very fun. It's one of the main reasons that made me very sad that I critically reviewed Greg Paul's evidence for multiple Tyrannosaurus species and don't think the case was compelling, because I was like, man, I really want to use this name.
It's Alex's turn, but I think Alex is not here at the moment.
All right.
Speaking of, I'm also going to leave. I'll be back.
Has the Skeleton Crew thought of playing Prehistoric Kingdom? We have, and we did during.
We
one
thought
stream,
about it a bunch,
and we will at some point. We have many ideas and we have many ideas and not many times.
I was gonna say. Someone is asking if Yorgi was considered a species of clidastes. Some people, like, if you've read the like science articles, like in the news and that kind of thing, there were two other mosasaur people have been interviewed about it, and they both expressed the possibility that this thing could just be another species of clidastes. And that is, like, I talked about this a little bit earlier. It's in part because in our tree, our analysis of, hello. Sorry, I've been joined.
Turn
right. And part of that is because in the tree that we get, so the results of the phylogenum analysis, Yorgi shows up in a polytomy towards the base of the tree with clidastes. In case you weren't here earlier, a polytomy is when there's no structure. So all these things are kind of wiping out in a little comb together with each other. This does not mean that they are in the same group as each other. It just means that there's no resolution there. The computer's not quite sure what's going on. And this is something that I'm interpreting as missing data. So if the data is not part of the analysis, it cannot be taken into consideration. And Yorgi has a lot of traits that are not part of the analysis just because they're new things that haven't been written into that yet. So that's why we're getting it there. Yes, there was a cat. So I am confident that this thing is not clidastes. And like I said, other people have expressed to varying degrees the thought that it might be. But it is clear that this thing has characters that are never seen in any other clidastes, A. B, it clearly has more, in my opinion, more in common objectively with like Mosasaurus and the derived groups, and it just so happens that these are characters that are not accounted for in the data as it currently stands. But also, this is putting the assumption that it could be a clidastes is putting a lot of stock into the idea that all the specimens called clidastes are actually clidastes. And clidastes has been horrifically understudied in the 100 years that we've known about it. There's not been a single osteology or like anatomy description of it that's ever been published. It's a pain in the ass to find skeletal references for this thing, even though it's one of the most common mosasaurs in collections in North America. So yeah, that is my opinion about Yorgi being clidastes. It's not.
Amelia, before you take your turn, yes. I have an important news update that I just learned of when I was going to the bathroom and checked Instagram. Do you guys know the Instagram page run by, it's Paleo GDY. I don't know how to pronounce it. Paleogdy or whatever. The guy who does like the guy who does the like almost photoreal animations of dinosaurs that are and prehistoric critters that are just so damn good. He just did one of Jormungandr.
Okay.
And I'm putting it in chat.
Thank you. I understand it's my turn. No one tell me it's my turn.
Amelia,
I've
it's your turn.
I saw that there were comments and I wanted on our Instagram and I wanted to make sure that they're not on our boy and they're not our boy, my boy. Sorry.
Also, yeah, check that animation. It's so rad.
Oh
Amelia,
my
you
god.
will love it.
That's so cool.
Stop.
Right?
I'm gonna stop. I need to finish this turn or I will never finish this turn and I'm gonna be derailed. I need to call all my guys back. So I will do that.
Gathering the forces.
I will gather the forces.
That's very cool.
The thing.
Dear Skeleton Crew, what could a carnivorous predatory Dicynodon look like? Probably a lot like a herbivorous one, honestly. I think it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to really just kind of maybe get it a bit longer legs and then set it on the warpath. I'm also gonna recall my guys.
So Dicynodons are weird though. Like
Alex, it's your turn.
Very, very strange. A lot of the ones that got big got super, super crazy beefy. So yeah, I don't know. They're weird. I learned a lot from staring very intently into the existential nightmare that is Dinodontosaurus all down in Brazil.
Can my field assistant, because I have the upgrade, just pull from anywhere?
What do you mean?
No,
like from
Nathan,
the discard.
Oh,
Dicynodons
yes,
are
your field
fantastic.
assistant can.
They're just very weird.
How do I like fan out the discards?
Right click it and click search, and then it will let you look through the whole thing.
Really? It was from anywhere? It's not just from the top?
When you
I
get the
thought it was
there's an upgrade for it.
Ah.
If you don't get the upgrade, it's just from the top. But Alex got the upgrade.
I upgraded.
Upgrades, people. Upgrades.
Swamp Ape, I got.
upgrade
Yeah, I
choice.
think it's still
Oh,
in
is it
my.
upgrade
Yep,
time?
here you go.
No, it's not. It's not upgrade time.
It's in the.
And
It's
if
in
I
the
take
Discord.
one, do I have to discard something too?
No, in fact, you can only take one. That's the only thing you can do.
Okay.
Is take one from the discard pile.
That's what I did.
All right.
That's my turn. Someone
Okay.
else's turn.
It's James' turn.
It sure is. It's time to publish.
Oh, geez. Oh, dear.
What?
What's he publish? I'm just concerned about what you're publishing.
Oh, well. With 4 blue
Oh my goodness.
and 4 research cubes, I publish a Patasaurus and its poop.
Great stuff.
Is there a website that has every extinct species name that is also separated by what they were, such as non-avian dinosaur, marine reptile, flying reptile, etc.?
I don't think so.
Not really. I mean, ZooBank has most of the names, but you kind of have to then parse out what they are.
Yeah, you have to already know.
Wikipedia does a decent job, but it doesn't have everything, obviously.
So
No, I don't. I mean, probably the PBDB doesn't even have everything. The issue, right, is that all of these websites are reliant on the contributions of people putting stuff in them, and so you're limited by the knowledge of people, and nobody knows every animal. Jurassic Swine has a question for Amelia. Are there any plans for Yorgi to go on display? I understand it was too soon to say for sure, but they're curious.
Yeah, no, and I could have actually said that months ago. So this skull actually that I have here comes from Treebold. We worked with them to make a full-size replica or 3D print. Basically, it's not a cast. It's also not a replica. Most of it, besides the part that we're missing, which is just the back of the skull, is a 3D print of the scans of the fossil that Clint made. So Clint commissioned 2 full-size skulls of these. One of them is going to go on display at the North Dakota State Museum in Bismarck, and the other one is going to go on display in the public museum in Walhalla, North Dakota, so that they can have their boy home. I don't know how soon those are going on display. My understanding is that the public library one either is going up extremely soon or has already been up for a little bit. Yeah, and then I don't know about it going anywhere else. That's for Treebold and Clint to figure out.
Night, Resty.
Good night,
night.
Rusty. Thank you for
Draco
watching.
Master, thank you again for another super chat. On the topic of Apatosaurus and its poop, what Mesozoic paleofauna would smell the worst?
Dinocyrus.
Dinocyrus.
Dinocyrus, yeah.
Yeah.
Dinocyrus.
anything shaggy is gonna stink. It's gonna be stoinking. And
Either that or
I think
maybe
What's-
probably a lot of sauropods would have been.
Or-
you would have smelled them before you saw them.
you know what? I'm gonna raise another point. I feel like a large furry theropod would be worse, like Eutyrannus or something, would be infinitely.
The smell of rotting flesh in their
Yeah.
just trapped
Like
in their jaws.
I
Chickens
disagree.
smell so bad, and they're small.
Yeah, no, Amelia's
Scott,
right.
Scott, have you ever been in a chicken coop?
Yeah, but this is different.
Right, this is bigger.
Yeah, because I mean, I've been around birds of prey and they don't smell that bad.
Because they're small and they don't have teeth and
They're
shit.
bigger than chickens.
Barely.
I would like to interrupt, Amelia. I don't know if you know, but it is your
No,
turn.
I did that this time. I did not know, but
Okay, sorry. I want to say this. Birds of prey don't smell that bad. But consider an animal like Tyrannosaurus Rex would have rotting flesh just stuck in its jaws constantly.
I'm
It would
told
be
there's
repulsive.
Have any of you been to the new Sioux exhibit at the Field Museum?
Yes.
No.
No.
So, for those of you who have been there, I have not. James, did you partake in the supposed Sioux breath simulator too?
I did. I was curious, and it smelled bad, but it didn't live up to the hype.
Okay. Because I've been told some people high key hate it and respond terribly to it.
I don't have a particularly sensitive sense of smell, and smells don't bother me that much.
Then it might be a you problem.
Yeah.
See,
But yeah.
I have an ecological argument for it in that most of the times predators don't smell that bad because they try not to, because not being detected is good for them.
That's a fair point, but here's my other point. In Jurassic Park by Michael Crichton, he says the T-Rex smells like rotting flesh all the time, and I think that's cool. It's a nice thought, and it's not like it's hurting anyone.
It's the reason why you like don't need to give cats baths because they just clean themselves.
Yeah, well, not my cat.
Oh.
Okay, so there's been questions about. Yeah, James, I think it's just you because several people in chat are confirming that they had a bad time with the Sioux breath simulator.
I mean, it didn't smell good.
I know. But...
It's just like I didn't think I was going to throw up or anything like that. Like it smelled bad.
I'm going to publish. Sorry.
It's okay. There are questions about the 3D print of Yorgi. I believe it is just accessible to download and print as you want, except that's the disarticulated. So it wouldn't look like this. You'd get him in pieces and you'd have a fun puzzle to put together. That would be not very fun if you don't spend every waking minute thinking about mosasaurs. But I think Clint is talking to Strebold about making the little mini skulls actually available. Yeah, and there are other rumors that I'll keep secret for now. Not that I don't think they'd affect most of you at all, but in terms of availability of a full-size cast of one of these being hypothetically obtainable at an event in the future.
One where I might be tempted to spend ridiculous sums of money.
Oh, yeah, basically. But yeah, so I think my understanding is Clint might give Treebold permission to sell the mini skulls, but I don't know, and I can't confirm or deny that. Really, I don't really know. Oh yeah, here Clint is in the chat. Hello, Clint. Thank you. Yes, so they're working on it.
Alex, you've once again drawn 3, and you are not supposed to draw 3.
Oh, hey, Clint, while you're here in chat, did you get my email?
You're not.
No, you draw 2.
Whatever.
Kyle Mail asked, what
Do
are
you
my
want me to
opinions on
discard
Luke's
them all?
No, it's
myositis? I've only seen a couple clips because unfortunately I've been super crazy, ridiculously busy and haven't watched past episode 6, but I'm really looking forward to it, and I'll definitely talk about it in a future thing because from what I've seen, they're pretty. I like them a lot, and which I wonder if it is slightly one of those situations where, like, if you do a good job describing them or illustrating them, then they're awful. But I'll have to take a closer look because I've actually worked on myositis before on a cast.
Alex,
Can I take anything from the museum, or does it have to be blue?
What do you mean? Can you take anything?
Like I rolled a museum and a.
Oh no, it has to be blue.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Oh boy, Clint. Unclear twig characters are unfortunately something that Alex and I are extremely familiar with. Happy to chat whenever you want.
Unholy Hardy asks what our favorite ceratopsians are.
Ooh, it
Their
is my
favorite is
turn.
Pachyrhinosaurus. That's a good answer. Good answer. Mine's Styracosaurus.
Nizutaceratops.
Styracosaurus is a very good one.
Styracosaurus is probably up there for me. It's probably either Styracosaurus or Diabloceratops for me.
All right, Portland formation. Let's go.
Diablo is always
Oh,
like
shoot.
in the running for me,
It's good.
especially after the sticker at SVP.
Mhm.
Like that's one of the single best designs I'd ever seen.
Dalton, do I just take the top
Great,
trace
of
fossil? I
course.
forgot to draw a trace
Oh
fossil.
yeah, just draw the top from the top.
I don't have it near me, but
Hit
for those
right click
of you
and
not
hit draw.
for
I
those of
can't
you
watch
not
it.
at SVP, there was an artist who had a table that had a Diabloceratops skull. It was head on. Their sticker was a head on Diabloceratops skull with a pentagram above it. It was so good.
All right, Scott, your turn.
Rad.
I have my sticker of it I can show. It's a very cool sticker.
No.
I don't know what I'm going to put it on. I don't know that this game's going to go my way, and it's
All right.
upsetting me.
It will not. I predict it will go Alex's way because they always do.
Yes, this is ridiculous. His smattering.
I will play the Hell Creek, and I will roll.
I'm gonna go make some tea. I will.
I know, Dom. That is the
Wait,
plan.
Amelia,
is to finish
can-
Holotype.
Can you
What?
wait until your turn's going to
Oh,
happen in
it's
one moment?
okay. Yeah. I'll do my
Literally
turn.
right now, you can take it.
Gee. Oh, jeez.
It's not a G's thing. I'm just speeding it up so you can go make your tea. I'm
yeah.
sorry I could take longer.
Please do, Scott.
I don't need to encourage you to do that. Okay.
Am I getting roasted for taking longer?
Sorry, you're getting
Scott, we are going to roast you.
Oh, okay.
You scooped my
What's the
son.
what's the status
That's
of
I
things?
can roast you all I want.
What thing?
What is it? What is I? Ah, okay.
I can only take
We're at
5.
26. I just wanted to make sure we're at the correct. No, I need to update Penty. One more. Okay.
Let's see. Let's check more in chat. Good night, Jay.
How do I? There we go.
Ooh.
Yeah,
from-
I don't know what happened to this Pachyrhinosaurus bone bed thing. I have never seen material from it. But apparently
like,
there's
a lot of the
thousands of
materials
them,
from it.
right?
Yeah, like we've always heard about it, but I've also never like actually seen any pictures or any material from it or anything. So like, oh.
I mean,
Okay.
I believe it's
Take your
real.
cubes.
Do these mean that I can take those from the bowl? Right.
Yes, you get
Yes.
3 from the bowl.
Mhm.
3 from the bowl. Okay.
They only ever mean take from the museum if they have the museum logo on it.
And
Okay,
I hate the museum logo because it means that sometimes you don't get one.
You get nothing. Yeah.
You
Okay,
lose.
well-
Good day, sir.
Oh, I grabbed 2 somehow on accident. I don't want to. I'm not cheating.
Oh, that's a real Alex move.
No, I wanted to make sure I was doing it right because I can't necessarily see my screen very well because I'm on a laptop.
Okay, my turn. I'm gonna take my field assistant to the specimen lab.
Okay,
I'm
now
gonna
I'm
draw
going to make tea.
3. Okay, I'm
Wanderer
going to
asked, do you guys like
discard
retrosaurs, as in
2.
older stop motion dinosaur designs?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
Alex, it's your turn.
very much do. I think a lot of
Thank
them
you.
are really fun and interesting designs. Like we talked very fondly of Valley of Guanji the other day.
Yeah,
I'm kicking someone off.
Amelia.
Okay, this time I'm just getting 2.
Yeah, I like retrosaurs. I think they're a lot of fun.
Oh, they're literally the last 2 of the.
Oh God, we're out of field work. There are no more rocks.
Wait,
What
how can they
happens when
possibly?
that
What happened? Where? Who?
Oh
Someone,
no, they're all in discard.
Yeah, well, they're all in discard, but someone must have drawn the erosion event and then not.
Used it?
That was Alex a long time ago. You didn't
Well, we
tell
did
us
that,
we had to
and-
do that.
Yeah, no, we already reshuffled.
Oh, we
We
did?
reshuffled once, and so someone must have drawn it and then just.
Just been like, I don't want this one.
I've lost track. Whatever. Play this, and then we'll reshuffle the deck. You shouldn't. This shouldn't be possible. What has happened here?
I'm gonna play.
Ooh, the Nugget
This one.
Sandstone.
I got one of these. One of these.
Dalton, I think I know how it happened. Erosion
White.
event is literally the bottom of the whole thing.
Another trace fossil.
Weird.
Did the trace fossils count against your
No,
final score?
no, they don't. Only specimens do.
Okay.
It's just unpublished specimens.
Don't work on me.
Matt
Only
Henderson,
specimens.
Henderson in chat is also saying that he eated all of the rocks. So thank you, Matt.
Oh,
for
okay,
doing
thank
that.
you.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Nathan Cochran has asked, what should I name the Carnotaurus I just named an arc? I think name
Whatever
it
you'd
Eustace.
Like. Turn around.
Eustace.
Yeah, Eustace, definitely.
All right.
Nathan, I know you asked me
I'm
earlier
publishing.
as well. What is
Get out of here.
what are some dinos we would like to see in Arc? And I'm gonna do a controversial opinion of I would like to see a better game put into Arc.
Me too.
Oof, owned.
The
I'm
game
so
isn't-
sorry for-
I'm going to get off the hate jerk here. I don't think
Oh.
it's that bad. I mean, it's not my favorite game for sure, but having played it for the stream, I don't think it's terrible. I don't know. I don't like a lot of the fantasy creature designs that are like kind of replete within it, but it's okay. All right. Anyway, I played Gargoyleosaurus.
Gargoyleosaurus
Ooh,
is
a good dinosaur.
and
That's
I
a
passed
great
the turn
name.
rat.
That's a nice little art of it too. Cute.
Yeah.
Gargoyle lizard. I always forget that there's little ankylosaurs in the Jurassic. It doesn't
Me
feel
too.
right.
2 of them in the Morrison.
They
Yeah.
don't belong there. They got to the party too early.
Yeah.
And
And then nobody
then they
was
just had to
like,
wait. They had to wait in like the corner.
everybody was too polite to tell them to leave.
Yeah. I am
Uh,
going to kick one of you guys out of Dalton. I'm going to kick you
Okay.
out. Actually, no, Alex. I'm going to kick you out.
Cool. Thanks, bud.
No problem.
Scott, a question for you from the Cretaceous Critter. While you were on the swim team, did you ever get any state times? If so, which events? Just curious because they were also
Oh
part of the
God,
swim team.
not a full stake time, but I was really good at the 500 free. That was my event. And even though I hated doing it, oh God, I forget exactly. I don't even remember what my time was. But yeah, that was fun.
Are you saying that you don't spend every moment of your life reliving the big meat?
No, I don't generally. I generally only focus on the next big meat, which is the steak that I'm going to cook myself for the dinner the next day.
Hey, funny guy over here.
Amelia, it's you.
You know that you could have been a contender. You could have gone pro.
I could have been somebody.
I also did swimming. I did swimming in middle school, and I'm a good swimmer. I'm a strong swimmer, not a particularly fast swimmer. And speed was frankly never my goal. I liked trying to like really do the techniques like extremely well.
I don't know why that was the funniest phrasing you could have given. I'm a strong swimmer, not a fast swimmer, but speed was never my goal.
It wasn't like I was on the swim team, but I just didn't really care about winning the races. I was like, I'm gonna swim really good, and I'm gonna have fun doing it, but I'm not gonna be fast, and that's okay.
Oh, actually, Specimen Zach. Hey, what happened to my paleontologist AMAs on Instagram? I very much remember you from paleontologist AMAs. I got a job. That's what happened. As soon as I got hired at Harvard, and with moving and having a full-time job again, that was something that. Oh, Nathan, you have a good idea there. Dalton, we need to race.
Oh, I would do a swim race, absolutely.
Oh my god, absolutely. But yeah, I have a paleontology related swimming story that I'll tell later. But yeah, as soon as I got a real job again and had to do all that, it was I had considered starting it up again, but it was like I had so little time with the job, and then we started talking about just doing the channel, and then so I focused all of the effort that I would do doing that into the channel. So now we're here, and now I get to do TikToks very occasionally. If we don't have any immediate questions, I can tell my paleontology related swimming story.
Don't see any immediate.
I think Adamolus is right, though, that the real swim meet was the friends we made along the way.
It really was.
By the way, that is something I got to say at the... So, for those of you who aren't patrons of ours on Patreon, I was at a barbecue, a pig pickin' that was hosted by my postdoctoral supervisor, Lindsay Zano, at her home this past weekend. I asked if I could go to learn the art of barbecuing a whole pig. And so I arrived at her home at like 8 o'clock in the morning when it was like 32 degrees here in Raleigh. And then the whole day, it turned into a beautiful 70-degree day over time. But I'm a beginner at roasting pig. And so I didn't do a good job initially at maintaining temperature in the pit. I put in too many coals too fast, and then I put in too few coals and overcompensated, and then the temperature inside dropped, and the pig's temperature stopped rising. We had projected to have the pig done at 2 p.m. At 5 p.m., somebody asked me, James, where is the pig? And I said, maybe the real pig is the friends we made along the way. And then walked off and stumbled and almost fell into the fire pit because I was so tired.
I also got to use maybe the real was the friends we made along the way comment like in an actual unironic sense during my fossil prep panel at SVP.
Oh my god.
Because so many people were asking essentially like it basically turned into a like how do you get a fossil prep job conversation, which was hilarious because the co-hosts were me and the person that hired me. And so it was very funny. And also my boss said a lot of very good things about my portfolio that I put together, and she said it was one of the things that really pushed me over the edge. But so I was talking basically the whole time about like, hey, the most important things that you can really develop, like you can learn a lot of
Thank you.
You can learn a lot of technique, you'll pick up a lot of these things, but like build connections, communicate well,
It's
meet a
two
lot
blue
of
for 3 green, right?
yes. It's like meet a lot of really cool people and get to know them, because even though you won't be the expert in everything, you'll know someone who is, and all of this. And I, at the end of the thing, I was like, I guess what I'm saying at the end of the day is the best prep tools are the friends we made along the way.
Okay. I am here. I'm sorry. The okay wasn't to try to shut your story up. That was a good story.
Thank you.
Goth Parrot is asking about pack hunting and gregariousness in Albertosaurians. I think it's possible. I think the Albertosaurus death assemblage probably indicates that there was some sort of social behavior. But it's hard to exclude other hypotheses, so it's something we can't really know, but I think it's not impossible and seems kind of likely given the evidence. I think that's my whole turn. I just recalled.
Yeah, it's a recall.
It's a recall. Total.
It's a recall turn. Put him.
Alrighty. I think I'm gonna possibly. I don't know. Maybe. No. There's this. No, I can't do that. Oh, I can. Never mind. I will go here. Hello, fellow kids. And I will.
Hello, fellow kids.
3 green for purple.
He's out of his mind. Somebody stop him.
Somebody stop me.
And I will next.
Amelia. Comrade Zethlo. That is a cool animation.
Question for the crew. Where do you think non-avian dinosaurs survived the longest post-KPG? Personally, Antarctica. That's not a bad answer.
Yeah, Antarctica, Australia. Australarctica, as I call it.
Yeah, like the dinosaurs within about 1,000 kilometers of the impact survived for a fraction of a second.
Quick question: Can
Yeah.
a grad student bump a field assistant?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Get out.
Everyone can bump a field assistant.
Oh, everyone's so mean.
Amelia, by the way, I don't know if you've seen, but somebody has commented several times that your hold on. It's a very nice comment. I'm just trying to find it to make sure you saw it.
Okay. I need to draw.
Even as a small part of my screen, Amelia's smile is infectious. I've said this already, but I want Amelia to see it.
I did see that. Thank you very much.
Okay. I wanted to
think
make
that
sure
was
you knew
I think that was when I was watching the very cool Yorkie anime.
that. Yeah. I mean, that was a cool animation.
That was
It was
great.
very cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that person's art so much, and Amelia, you should DM them and see, because it looks like it's a loop.
Yeah.
See if you can get that raw, and see if you can like make that your phone background or something.
I could, yeah. I need to make a decision about which fossil to kill.
It's already dead.
As you're thinking about that,
Yeah, you beat me to it.
Swamp Ape has asked, how early into theropods do we think parental care developed, since it seems to be at least ancestral to all avians?
It's
it looks
ancestral to theropods.
It looks like it's ancestral to archosaurs, because all crocs do it.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would be my guess, yeah.
Also, Kyle
Dalton, you've been visited by the
Maine
rat.
had a question for James.
Oh,
What are your
I'm
thoughts on the
publishing.
supposed Hell Creek therizinosaur based off of an apparent toe bone?
I think that evidence is very
Four
weak.
green. 4 green and 4 white.
Let me be clear, it would be very cool. And it's certainly not
Or a
impossible, but
Tyrannosaurus.
based on
Ooh,
one
not
We
at
got a
all.
T-Rex.
Oh my god.
Which is somehow apparently less interesting than...
Did you know that T-Rex is equally interesting as Ramphinion
and Camposaurus.
And Mesodactylus.
and
That's so
Mesodactylus?
stupid.
And Ophthalmosaurus.
I love
And
this
Alice,
game.
it's your turn.
All right, I think this is going to be a pretty easy recall round for me.
A total recall.
Just-
A simple
this is
recall
so-
round. Oh, classic. A classic recall
Yeah.
round.
What dinosaurs would make good farm animals? Probably smaller ceratopsians and hadrosaurs.
Jimbo, rat.
Yeah.
Rat,
Yeah,
Rat.
I gotta piss.
grad student, library, 4 cubes because
Cube me,
bonus.
please. Oh, I also... Oh, we get our last upgrade, because I added T-Rex.
Oh.
I'm going to do...
Sorry. If you heard me say something mean, it was directed at this animal who just for no reason he's perched on my leg and he just decided to bite my knee, I guess.
That's extremely cool.
Because
That's some rude behavior.
What does the museum thing do? Just give you one...
When you're done with whatever your action is in the museum, you can take one of any kind of cube you want from the supply.
Interesting, okay.
So, yeah.
Oh, we need another upgrade. When did
Yes, that's up.
Actually,
Just
I'm
now.
changing the upgrade I got. It has not affected anything yet.
If you kept Protoceratops on a farm and harvested their milk, would that be pilk?
No,
What?
that would
Oh.
be
That'd
hell.
be Prilk.
That would be death.
I like Krilk.
That'd be that would be an executable offense.
Riveting gameplay.
I know
reptile.
this is a riveting game. You don't understand the mental gymnastics that are going on in all of our heads right now.
The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma.
And then it's just a glass of pilk falling off.
Listen, do not cry over the spilt krill.
Would it
Spilt
be crop
krill.
milk? Spilt krilk? Is that what whales eat? Is krilk?
Krill.
I saw
I
saw a TikTok earlier yesterday about great band names, and it was a try not to laugh thing, and one of them was just Creaches and Preem, and I think I've been thinking
I like
about
that.
it all day.
Dear Skeleton Crew, do all archosaurs have the hind leg phalange count from digit 4 to 1 of 5433?
James, is your turn done? Or
Oh, yes, it is. I'm so sorry.
okay.
I'll move the thread. Do all archosaurs have the pedal phalange count of 5433 going from digit 4 to 1? So from 1 to 4 being 3, 3, 4, 5.
I don't
know.
I don't know. I mean, all of the ones I've studied do.
I hesitate to ever say all things do this because there's
it's
always
Amelia's
one
turn.
thing that breaks the.
Wait, did we skip me?
No, we didn't.
Oh.
It's just I accidentally
It hasn't gotten
the turn around.
Oh, okay.
I actually wait. No, the things I've studied have had 5432, not 5433.
Amelia, an important Yorkie question: how much pilk would it take to kill a Jormungandr?
More than you'd think, probably.
Drown him in pilk.
Drown in the pilk. If they're anything like monitor lizards today, they probably were like incinerators, and it would probably take a lot.
A lot of pilk.
Got to put a lot of pilk in this here blizzard.
Well, let it be known. So Fragulo says probably quite a bit, given that Dalton is apparently unharmed from his pilk encounter. It's only been a week. We don't know the long-term effects. My hand may wither away yet, and also I didn't drink the pilk. I only touched the pilk. Consumption of the pilk, can't advise.
I'm going to address Nathan's question because it's important. If there was a Jormungandr beer, what would it be? It would not be an IPA because all paleo beers are IPAs and they suck. IPAs suck. I don't know who. This is controversial, but it's correct.
It is correct.
IPAs are terrible.
It is correct. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're
and I don't understand.
Just awful.
All of you are weak.
It's not about weakness. It doesn't taste good. You're not enjoying yourself.
I enjoy IPAs.
You've been lied to. All right.
How long did you have to Stockholm syndrome yourself into drinking that before you started enjoying it?
Stockholm syndrome's fake.
Anyway, if Yorgi had a beer, I would want it. I think I would want it to be one of my personal favorite kinds of beer is a porter. I think because you can add like a bonus flavor to it if you want, like vanilla porters kick ass. I think that'd be great. And I think. Yeah, no, something dark, something smooth, something nice, something that's not literal piss like an IPA.
Amelia, can I make a suggestion? I don't want to.
You can try.
I'll make a suggestion in that I think that I don't want to say that you're wrong, but it's a mead.
Oh no, I was asked about beer. Obviously,
No. I'm saying that like it wouldn't be a beer.
No, right. So if it was just a beverage, it's a mead. So, yeah, no, absolutely. Which, like, there may or may not be one being made. But anyway, that's for us to find out at SVP next year. But yeah, no, obviously the correct answer is mead. But if it had to be a beer, something dark and nice, and drinkable.
So the drinkable consideration is what's disqualifying
IPA.
Any IPA.
Yeah, no, Anyway.
I can crush a 6-pack of IPAs. And
I'm so sorry.
Scott,
and your tongue is obliterated
That is inhuman behavior. Now listen, I like smoky scotches, so I understand liking alcohol that is undrinkable.
Yeah, I was going to say,
But IPAs are disgusting.
I draw the line.
Also, I am going to cite a bunch of people right now.
Oh my
gosh. Is he doing a global objective?
Oh yeah.
Which one?
Let me confirm that I can do it before I do it.
Ryan asks, how possible is it for milk production to develop independently in non-mammalian animals? If one's discovered, we should call it pilk. I think probably pretty unlikely, considering it's like various things produce fluids that are called milk and that can be used to feed offspring.
Ooh,
but the mammalian style of milk has seemingly only appeared once in all of the animal kingdom. So it doesn't seem to be a tremendously easy thing to do.
Well,
so not impossible, but not likely, I would say.
It takes basically modifying sweat glands to produce nourishment for your young.
Yeah, so actually reptiles are probably because reptiles don't have sweat glands, they're just it'd be really weird for them to develop anything.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like true milk. It would be like how
It would be like a pill.
I think like flamingos have crop milk is what I've heard it be called before, which is a bad word. But it's still it is a milky substance that is used to give nourishment to offspring. So like
that's the advertising
purpose.
tagline for it when we market crop milk. It's like crop milk. It's a milky substance that's used to give nourishment to offspring.
All right, we're gonna get off the milk topic because I don't like it. I want to return to mead because I like that better. Someone said blood mead for Jormungandr. That is literally what I had. Kind of last week, I had a mead that was called Viking blood. It's like a hibiscus mead.
Okay, I think I'll re-roll that one. It's in the fucking bowl. All right, 3.
Did I?
Anyway,
sorry, Amelia.
Finish my single thought.
You go.
There is a mead. There is a blood mead. It's called Viking blood. It's very good if you can find it. And if you are of age, we do not condone underage drinking here. If you are of age, Viking blood mead, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Hibiscus, if memory serves, right?
Yes.
Hibiscus in like its spice, kind of. It's a subtle spice. It's not like I know something is in there, but I couldn't quite tell, what it was.
It's my favorite of the Spice Girls.
I want to try that very badly.
Viking blood's amazing. It's my favorite drink.
Well,
it was incredible. Yeah.
While Amelia takes her turn, I'm going to address Ryan Howe's question. Thank you for the donation, by the way, Ryan.
Yes, thank you.
And by donation, I mean, I guess, gift. Donation to the James Has a Car Payment Fund. And boy, does he. Do we have evidence that dinosaur made crop milk? No, we don't. And we probably could never have evidence of that. We don't even really have evidence of dinosaurs having a crop. I think there's been some purported evidence, but
they weren't
I haven't
good
seen
farmers.
any papers. They had no crops to show for their efforts.
Barren fields.
It's the kind of thing I could completely imagine them having, but actual evidence to support that is going to be pretty hard to come by. Just one of the things that we deal with a lot in the fossil record of something that is completely reasonable, that is difficult to...
Ooh. What was the ooze?
Amelia's published cats.
Oh my lord.
What is it?
Cats. Quetzalcoatlus.
Honk
with some
Triton.
tracks. Honk Triton. Oh, that's very funny.
This should be 3.
I am... Swamp Ape is also bringing up they have a mead brewery in Florida. Busted dozens of mead at the local Ren Fair. I love mead. I'm going to try and make a mead for Christmas. I have a mead kit, and I'm very excited.
I've always wanted to try.
Yeah, I'm excited. I just need to get the honey, which is not hard to source, but it's just far away, and because my car got stolen, I haven't been able to go anywhere. But now it's back. We're finally back. I'm mobile again.
We're back, boys. We're so back.
I like the alert now. Alamosaurus question. If an Alamosaurus could make crop milk, how many gallons would you reckon it'd make?
No,
I mean,
we're off the milk. Stop this.
Wait, no, I have more milk things to say.
Oh, why?
Well, I told the skeleton crew this, but Kalani actually made pilk, edible pilk.
I must have missed this.
Yeah, well, it was in the group chat at one point. Yeah,
Scott, you miss a lot of things in the group chat.
Alex, it's your go.
So there was edible
That's fair.
pilk made. I believe it was just like pumpkin gut flavoring or something, or maybe the seeds. I don't remember what she did. I'm gonna text her. I'm gonna say.
I really want to know what she did, so that I can never do it.
It was
Okay,
tasty,
let's
apparently.
move away from the milk because I don't like it again. And there are other folks in the chat who don't like it, and I will use our viewers as further reasoning to move on.
I also like another Weasley's comment of mead cute.
Mead cute is very good.
That makes me smile.
Yeah.
Hush falls over the room.
Speaking of mead again, to get back on that topic, I did, thankfully, last week when it was mead time and Yorgi celebration time, I had a drinking horn. Although, it's not real horn, but it is a fun object that I acquired at an Amon Amarth concert because they had QR codes posted. They're like, hey, enter this this thing, you could get a horn. And then I did, and it was fantastic. So it's just made of plastic, but it's very cool.
It's made of plastic. It's fantastic.
It's fantastic, yeah. Well, the great thing about it is, like, you can't set it down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can't set it down if you have to drink it a specific way, otherwise you get splashed. So it was very fun. It was great.
Dino Drawer 66 asks, Dear Scott, what made you enjoy IPAs? I grew up with two very, very good IPAs being really easily acquirable and very frequently at parties. That being Two Hearted and Accumulation, both from New Belgium. Wait, no.
No, neither of those are New
No,
Belgium.
those aren't New Belgium. It's New Holland. Sorry.
I thought it was.
No, that's Bell's. Jeez,
I just said Bell's.
I'm getting my. Oh, that's a Michigan brewery too.
Yeah,
It's
you're
from
right. How do I?
Accumulation is New Belgium. Sorry, what was the other one?
Okay, sorry.
Sky
Two
Rock.
Hearted is
Two Hearted
Bell's,
is Bell's, yeah.
Okay.
and Accumulation is New Belgium. Okay, yes, and I absolutely love them. Accumulation is one of my favorite beers. I love it so much, and I'm very happy whenever it comes out every year. But yeah, but I really started really liking all the different flavors and stuff in Two Hearted, and kind of fell in love with it from there. And I'm also going to publish.
Who are you publishing?
I'm publishing a Large Lad
Oh,
Oh?
no.
I moved the counter.
for purple.
Jesus.
Oh,
You
like
moved
physically
Petty,
larger?
Alex?
Yeah, I moved it up for his
Okay.
new one.
What's
And-
it gonna?
And
What is it?
for white.
Jesus,
If it's
what is this?
it's large from the Triassic in North America and it's a dinosaur.
Shoneysaurus,
It's
maybe?
not a
Is it reptile?
dinosaur.
Oh,
it's
it's Shoneysaurus,
Shoneysaurus.
okay. Oh,
Or
it's
my
13?
lord.
13!
Whoa!
Scott from behind.
Holy moly!
Cool.
Kyle Mail asks, related to the alcohol topic, was fruit around during the Mesozoic, and if fermented when ingested, could we expect something like an Argentinosaurus and a drunk rampage like an elephant? In the very late Mesozoic, there would have been fruit.
It was, fruit. Flowering plants are late Jurassic, I want to say. So, fruits. I don't quote me on this, but my guess is that if flowers originated, because flowers and fruits are tied to each other in their evolution. If flowers originated, I think, in the late Jurassic, but really, really took off during the Cretaceous, it's possible, but I don't think that a sauropod would be able to consume enough fermented fruit. Just because they're physically maybe wouldn't be that much for it to have an effect on it, but I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I'm just scrolling here now. I like not Michelle Obama just talking about the idea of a drunk sauropod rampaging through New York City.
I imagine it would be. I imagine it would be similar to the Plague of Madness episode of Primal.
Yeah. I've had this image in Tally 8877. I've had this image in my head for a while. Please picture a dinosaur carrying their babies the way a crocodile does. I could absolutely picture that for some dinosaurs.
Oh, I bet it happened.
It kind of depends on the size of the adult compared to the size of the baby, but I think it could definitely happen.
I could also totally picture some dromaeosaur or actually probably an oviraptorosaur or something like that holding babies under their wings, like that one species of what is it, like a marsh hen or something like that has
some swamp thing.
It looks like an eldritch horror with way too many legs.
Mm.
And because right, okay, never mind. I was gonna say, because I have my do I, if I'm trading for a white cube, do I put it in the museum or do I put it in the bowl?
You put the colored cube in the museum and you take the white from the bowl.
Dr. Dino, $5.
What about Dr. Dino?
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank
Question
you for
for
the
all
dollars.
of you. What is the largest dromaeosaurid you think you could beat in a fight? I hope you have a good night.
I got it. Do we get? Is this a fist fight or do we have any a?
Do I get a stick? Yes.
Unarmed.
It's a question.
Do I have a baseball bat?
Unarmed.
Unarmed?
Not like
Dromaeosaurus,
velociraptors pushing
maybe.
it.
I think I could. Let me put it this way: I think I could survive a fight with a Deinonychus, but I don't think it would. I don't think I would do well afterwards.
I think it depends on who gets the first punch. Those teeth are serrated on both sides and are designed to tear through flesh. Like if it gets your arm, it's cutting every tendon immediately.
Oh, jeez.
It would not be a good thing. That said,
No,
if you get like one solid, like half-hearted kick to its spine, its skeleton would explode internally. So, glass cannon.
Which is why I think I would come out of it like a knife fight, where like nobody wins in a knife fight. It's
right. The Deinonychus dies at the scene. You die at the hospital.
Yeah. I die at the hospital. Yeah. I do honestly think that's how that would go.
Yeah.
I think I could kill a Deinonychus in barehanded.
I would say a velociraptor-sized type of animal. Any of the velociraptorians in that size, I think I could beat. I don't think I would do great, but I don't. Unless I'm completely surprised by it, I don't see dying.
Ooh, Dr. Dino now has given us a weapon. We all have a baseball bat now.
A baseball bat?
Okay.
Now it's
Deinonychus.
I think maybe I could take a Deinonychus if I got a good bat.
Does the baseball bat have spikes driven into it?
Oh, did I tell you guys, speaking of, I'm sorry, this is relevant. Did I tell you guys what I did this weekend?
No, did you beat up a Deinonychus?
Did you fight a Deinonychus with a baseball bat?
No, you talked about a baseball bat with like iron spikes in it. It reminded me. Do you guys? I think you all met my friends Hannah and Flynn last year. They came to the zoo.
Yeah, they're amazing.
So I hung out with them because I was supposed to go to their wedding reception a month ago, and that's why I was home over the weekend because I rescheduled to come back this weekend. And Flynn's parents were putting on an event at their house.
Rat. Someone else's turn. James's turn.
Yep.
So Flynn and his family, and now Hannah, my friend Hannah, they do like, I don't know what the actual like term for this is, but they do like sword fighting, like not fencing, like sword fighting.
Oh,
is
cool.
it HEMA, Historical European Martial Arts?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
So this means that they have a large collection of real weapons in their house. And so every year, the first weekend in November, they go to the farm, give the farmer $100 and take all the pumpkins they can manage to bring back to the house.
I like where this
and
is
then
going.
they invite a bunch of people over, bust out all these weapons, and we just take turns swinging at the pumpkins.
Nice.
So there were giant, like, two-handed swords, like the ones that are called messer, which means knife. Those are like, they're only sharp on one edge. They had double, all of it. And they had this one, I don't remember what it was called, but it was apparently based on a weapon that was described in the Bible. But we've never, like, it's one of those that we've never found. Like,
That's really
cool.
Oh, yeah. Halberds, spears, war axes, whatever, you name it, it's there. And one of the things they had 3 of them, were these giant wooden bats with iron studs in them. Like those things.
Oh, that's so cool.
And so Flynn would take one because he could lift it, and someone would toss a small pumpkin and, it would explode. And the finale of the day was they had this huge 400-pound pumpkin, and everybody lined up, grabbed a weapon, and, we just did a circle, went around taking swings at the pumpkins.
That's
Amelia,
awesome.
I cannot believe you live tweeted the fish fry you went to. and you did not even mention this until now.
The pump.
Like,
I was
way to bury the fucking lead. Like, Jesus Christ.
Because this was on Saturday, A. B, I was like talking to my friend who I hadn't seen in a year and who's had a lot of major life events happen.
Right. No,
and,
of course.
I was busy. I was hanging out, and then afterward, I'll send pictures from. They're gonna post to the Facebook group for it, so don't worry.
No, I know. It's just I'm thinking about like what I got live updates from for the weekend, and it's like the gravy came in a vessel that looked like a boat.
It wasn't gravy. It was ranch.
I'm
Jesus
sorry.
Christ.
Oh, right.
No.
I'm sorry. My brain refused to
It's
accept
Midwestern
that.
gravy to you.
No. So no, and that was like no. Let me be clear. That was the funniest and also most clever usage of a sushi boat tray I'd ever seen. It was like in the soy sauce thing was ranch for those of you not there, and then in the rest of it, like where the sushi would be, it was cheese curds. It was great.
Amelia, it's your turn.
I know that. I'm reminiscing because that was a freaking great bar. I asked, you guys know this already. I asked them for Buffalo Trace because they had it. It's one of my favorite whiskeys on the rocks. And he goes, okay, gives it to me. It's just like a glass of bourbon with some ice cubes in it. I'm like, how much is in here? And he kind of shrugged. I'm like, okay. Anyway, that's why you got live updates.
2 fingers of bourbon.
Right, basically. Like that's why you got live updates from the bar and not from
That's interesting.
The Dino Drawer 66 has asked, "Dear Skeleton Crew, channeling my inner swine, how many gallons of IPAs would cause an Alamosaurus to gain liver damage, and what would a drunk sauropod behave like?" A drunk sauropod would probably behave like a monster. It'd be terrifying. But regarding how much it would take, like something of that mass to like become inebriated or impacted by alcohol, I haven't a clue, like a fool's notion of how to even begin to calculate that. Because the other issue is I don't know if reptiles and mammals metabolize alcohol differently. I don't know if anyone knows that.
I remember a while ago I did some, and I'll immediately not bury the lead and say I don't remember what the figure was off the top of my head, but I did some back of the napkin math with trying to figure out how much whiskey it would take to get a blue whale drunk, and apparently also finding out that it led me down that path of one of the cut bits that we had from a while ago of horrible things happening to elephants, and about how there was that one study that gave elephants LSD and tried to scale it up with human values, and they just killed the elephant.
Oh no, God.
That's right.
Ooh,
and
James is doing these global objectives.
And so it really wasn't like something that we can easily use humans as an analog for. Just give it immediately to Amelia. I'm recalling.
Smart.
Very smart. We've gotten a question a bunch of times now that we should take because I feel bad because I realize we keep accidentally skipping it. Unholy Hardy asks, how many extinct animals to your knowledge have Canadensis as a species name?
A few of them, yeah.
A few. I know Brachylophosaurus canadensis.
Pachyrhinosaurus.
Yeah.
Ooh. I'm gonna look.
Also, Scott, I don't know if you saw. Thank you for the super chat, Dr. Dino. By the way, Scott was hoping to ask you a few questions about a career in fossil prep. Amelia told me to have some good insight on this topic.
Yeah. You can either ask him away here, or like if you want to shoot me an email or something like that, or if you're in our Discord, shoot me a DM on there. I am always happy to chat about careers in fossil prep.
We should be on 32. Sorry, I'm just moving us.
That's fine.
That's reminding me that there's another email that is for you that you have not responded to.
All right, I will.
Is that that isn't Dr. Dino's, right?
I don't know. Dr. Dino, are you the same person that I've connected with Brady?
Could you make a giant roasted Thanksgiving Dinocyrus? I mean, if you had a big enough oven.
I think but imagine the smell. You haven't thought of the smell.
Not whole. Not whole, because the surface would get too...
Yeah, probably.
Unless you had a really, really, really big sous vide.
Oh, God. Just... Instructions. Put on your sous vide. Sous vide the Dinocyrus for 2 weeks. It will reach internal temperature of whatever's the safe temperature for eating a Dinocyrus. I don't actually know that offhand.
I guess like poultry-ish temperatures. If you're holding it at the temperature, then like probably like 155.
Scott, yes, this is the same person.
All right, I'll respond
in September.
Okay, I will respond. I apologize. I've had a lot of stuff going.
No.
Yeah. I'm getting very nervous about the fact that the game is approaching its end.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
We're all getting nervous.
I'm sending the rat on to Alex.
Thank you, because I'm about to do some publishing.
Oh, God.
Back to your dormitorium.
That's what happened during the KPG.
We're dropping 4. We're dropping 4 knowledge, and we're dropping 4.
Yeah, Jurassic's fine. I don't know why there are so many cruel things happen to elephants.
Boom.
The Cretaceous critter, yes, I did get your email, and I will respond to
Publishing.
that. I'm sorry it's taken me so long.
Shindy with some amber.
Ooh. Nice.
Jurassic. We had a whole cut stun lock that we did a while ago because it was just way too upsetting. Where we just got on that topic for a while and it was awful.
Yeah, it was one of the more terrible stun locks we've ever experienced.
Yeah, it was a bad one.
You're up, Scott.
I know.
Cretaceous critter, James, did you get my DM? Yes, I did. I have also had a lot going on. As you guys know, like the fall is generally a really busy time for us with SVP and everything. And kind of coincidentally on all of our ends, there's been other stuff going on that's made it like pretty hard to keep on top of all of this stuff. We really appreciate that you take the time to reach out to us, and we do intend to get back to everybody, but we appreciate your patience on some of the response time. It's not all stuff I can really talk about here, but just some difficult situations going on. But I will get back to you soon, and my short answer is yes, I'd be very interested. Either I or I'm sure the whole group would be interested in speaking at some point.
Yes.
But I don't know exactly what your intentions are, but we could talk about it. Yeah. Let me see.
Also, Amelia, it's your turn.
Yeah.
While Amelia takes her turn, I'm just going to scroll through and see if there's any other things we don't have yet. Petition for a second YouTube channel for the cut and uncensored content. No.
We would lose our jobs.
Yeah. No, you're not getting that.
There's I know, like, we will try to, like, especially for the Patreon people, we will try to have, like, bloopers and stuff when we can, but, like, most of the time, there's a good reason we cut things.
I have a fun outtake that's exporting right now from the Mosasaurus episode.
And it's not what you think.
No.
No.
It's James finding out why he was tired.
Oh.
That was a very funny bit, but it's very obvious that we all were expecting it to be cut, but like there's nothing bad in it, so I'm like, why don't we just upload it?
Yeah, okay.
Wait,
just run it by me again so I can
I will.
remind.
Of course I'm running it by you.
I appreciate that.
Are these numbers on the global objectives, like on the card, just like how many things you need to do it? Like they don't have a point. The point stuff is
yes,
what
the
you
points.
uncover, right?
The points what you uncover. That's correct.
Okay.
Oh, real? Oh my god, I've been misreading those this whole
No,
time.
that's how many
I
you need.
only just kind of figured that out.
Good
Points is
lord.
how many? Yeah, which is, but I petition we try not to get into a global objective Cold War tonight because we do want the game to end at some point.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's something
I've
I
also
kind of
already won the Cold War. I mean, I don't think I've won the game.
You have won the Cold War. I do think that's something I kind of hope they play with in the Europe expansion is a way to kind of remix the way that we do the global objectives, because it feels like there's an optimum way to play with the global objectives, which is to ignore them until the very end and then just stalemate with one another and make the game go longer.
Yeah, which is like kind of not a fun way to play.
Yeah, there is a variant where you just don't play with them, and frankly, it might be worth experimenting, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to the publishing house.
Huzzah.
Jay
I'm going
has
to the
now
Publishers
said
Clearinghouse.
that now I'm wondering what y'all are saying off camera.
Oh my God.
It's mostly just anything like that's kind of like either really inside baseball with paleontology or like kind of professional gossip that leaks out that we would not want to put on a YouTube channel. Like you have seen the runtime on our videos. We don't cut for content. Like we're not editing for message.
We really aren't.
We basically anything that we feel comfortable putting in the video goes in.
I'm playing four purple, which I made a mistake earlier and I grabbed a blue instead of a purple from the supply.
You're forgiven, and I accept.
And I'm playing Gojirasaurus.
Ooh, cool.
For 12?
It's more interesting than T-Rex, obviously.
Good lord.
Absurd.
Neurotic, I think that they are going to like make it so that the two maps are played together, the Europe and North America one.
I didn't know it was going to be a separate map.
It's going to be a separate playboard for Europe, yeah. I passed the turn rat, of course. Oh, and did someone move up the counter?
15.
Oh, we're close.
Lord have mercy.
It should be on 34. Yeah, all right.
Okay,
Good.
cool. Alex, it's your go.
Thank you, sir.
I have an ask. Are there more editing memes, like in between with the death stare and the scary music, like James sighing and Dalton in his paleo pajamas? Yeah, I mean, we basically, I don't know if I can speak for the other two who edit, but like, my approach is I do a bit like that if I think of it in the moment.
Yes.
Because I don't really have time to like really think and plan like out all the different bits that we could do for the episodes. I'm sure there's a lot of funny stuff we could do. Mm-hmm. But generally, like, if I don't think of it at the time, it's not going to happen. Just because of the schedule we have to keep. Thank you.
And some things are relatively, like, in the moment, relatively quick stuff, like putting together a funny little image, like the Cretaceous one, where it's just like, that motherfucker back there is not real.
Mm-hmm.
Or, like, yes.
Your turn, sir.
Oh.
Please.
Or like the Suchomimus video where I just like censored the word Spinosaurus throughout most of it, when we just kept referring to it as he who shall not be named, which I thought was hilarious. Until like at one point I was rewatching a bit and I was just like, it's actually not clear what we're talking about, and then I left that one free.
That's actually very funny.
I wanted to have the bit go the whole time, and I was just like, all right, we're actually like saying things of substance here.
Mm-hmm.
But it was funny when we were talking about like it's like, oh, well, we'll have like other Spinosaurids. It's like, oh, like there's Baryonyx and Irritator and and Honk, and then it's just okay.
Someone asked a question. The Dino Draw, dear skeleton crew, if we replaced all cattle with ceratopsids, how much would methane production increase? It might. I don't know. So I'm reading this question because I think it's important to kind of recognize that I don't think we have really a good grasp of what the physiology of large reptilian herbivores would be like.
Well,
because they just don't exist today.
Amelia, it's your turn.
Oh,
it would
sorry.
decrease.
It would probably decrease.
I was looking for questions.
Ceratopsians didn't evolve eating grass and they would all starve to death.
Well, ignoring the fact that they would all starve to death, the thought, like, I don't know how much of like cow methane production is related to the fact that they're ruminants.
Mm-hmm.
And ceratopsians probably weren't like, well, they weren't ruminants by definition, but they probably also weren't doing an equivalent thing to rumination. I mean, they had to ferment in their guts somehow to be a herbivore, but it's unclear. And I think these are interesting questions to think about because they make us confront some of the unknowns about like dinosaur physiology. Is it my turn again already?
Yeah.
Or did I just not
you
pass the
buffoons! You should have ended it before Jimbo gets his next stupid objective.
I just don't have enough to publish.
Paying attention to the objectives.
Everything is made up and the points don't matter, Alex.
Oh, bother. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna send my grad student to the specimen. This is a risk. That's
Jurassic
a risk.
Swine, thank you for sticking around for so long. We'll have this video up soon so you can see how the game ends.
Indeed.
But I do hope that the Alamosaurus wins for you.
I don't. I hope you're
I
disappointed.
don't know. I don't. Okay,
Well,
I'm gonna go.
Specimen Zach, remember, there's a book that was published a little bit ago of like, does it fart? And it was going through a bunch of different animals to see if they do, and it was very funny.
Because 2, 3. All right, I passed the turn rat. Alex,
I'm saying
go.
the knowledge
Thank
is
you.
out there. I do not personally have it, but the knowledge is out there. Yeah, Specimen Zach, check it out. I remember it was like it started out as a Twitter meme, and then a bunch of biologists were taking it very seriously. And then it was just like, hey, let's write a kid's book. Let me see.
Yeah, and to be clear, I'm not saying that like ceratopsians didn't fart, but what I am saying is it's hard to say how comparable their physiology and like metabolic input and output would be to a to a mammal.
God, there are a lot of these.
Heard a
$5
theory.
From Ryan.
Yeah.
Canadian bucks.
Heard a theory that
you.
ceratopsians may have been omnivorous scavengers in a similar manner to modern pigs. Any thoughts on that? I don't think they'd be anything other than like very opportunistic scavengers and like supplementers of their diet
rat.
with some like bones or something. Their teeth are just so
Yep.
specialized for eating plants. That they've got their beak, which is pretty wicked, but I just don't think I think that like pigs have pretty omnivorous teeth, so that like comparison is a little difficult. But like I think like a ruminant or like a deer, like how they will sometimes eat an animal is a better analog. But what do others think in the group?
I agree with you, Dalton.
No.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Oh, James,
What?
did you did another objective?
James is doing the
I
Cold
did.
War.
So
Oh.
are those like additive or like does it go? You get 5,
They're additive.
11, 18, 26, 35? Okay.
So in this case, I've got what?
Yes. 26 plus 18 plus 11 plus 5.
Yeah, exactly.
And 3 blue
Those who can't publish.
and
Just
2
cite
white
others.
I'm a highly collaborative researcher.
for Torvosaurus, which is
Oh, thank
tying
God.
into one of the
Please end this
questions
fucking game.
that was asked just a minute ago of what are some of y'all's favorite North American theropods that aren't large North American theropods that aren't T-Rex or Daspletosaurus? And Amelia,
I don't particularly like Daspletosaurus, and I think T-Rex is okay. No, I'm kidding. T-Rex is very cool.
T-Rex is great. Yeah, I have no real attachment to Daspletosaurus. I love
neither do I.
Acrocanthosaurus.
Ceratosaurus, if it counts as big.
I can think of there are a bunch of dromaeosaurs. There's Solaris. There's a lot of stuff that I prefer
big,
over.
big.
Oh, big. Oh, I like Allosaurus.
Allosaurus is cool.
Oh, Amelia, are you publishing?
Oh, thank God.
Then the game's over.
Oh, thank
Oh.
God.
Blessed be. We've done it. We finished it in a
Camptosaurus.
holotype.
We did it. We did it, folks. They said it couldn't be
this took
done.
4 hours.
It's a good game.
It's very
very
fun.
good game.
I am so happy that I'm still here, and now I have to walk home.
It's-
Calculate up points then.
Let's count them up.
I want to make sure really quickly
Yeah.
that the global objectives are additive and not just the last one you uncovered.
Yeah. Check the rules.
I am
Anything you
checking
can
rules.
do to prevent James from getting more points than he deserves.
Yeah, because I don't understand how these objectives are working or who gets to claim them, because I haven't been paying any attention to them.
That is why you fail.
Yeah.
Okay, I am at 109.
I don't
Jesus
know
Christ,
how
really?
to-
Yeah,
I don't know how to begin to count this.
So it's the victory
the points at the
on-
bottom of your card.
Yeah.
It's just the rightmost. It's not additive.
That's so stupid, and I played the game under the opposite assumption.
It is pretty stupid, honestly. It probably should
What
be
a
additive.
huge waste of your
but-
time, huh?
What a huge waste of my time. That
Oh,
is
this is
so
very
dumb.
funny.
Okay, so
I
we
refused. I'm sorry, Amelia, you go ahead.
we just add up the points on the cards.
Add up
And
the
then-
points on the
and then
cards.
plus whatever you.
Yeah, plus whatever your the objective was, and minus whatever you're holding in your hand. So my Demonosaurus was a -7 on me.
And any points you got from completing your personal objective, which I did not do, and would have gotten me 20 extra points had I been able to do it. I
What
just
was
needed
your
one more
personal
sauropod.
objective?
It was two genosaurs, 2 sauropods, and 2 theropods, and I just couldn't get that extra sauropod that I needed.
Good stuff.
I've-
What do you have?
I have 109
Oh,
How?
from,
He
unless I
played,
started off with something, that it's 8 plus 5 plus 2 plus 7 plus 6 plus 8 plus 13 plus 7 plus 15. I must have done something wrong. Yeah.
I get 69 for you, which is
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
That is nice.
I'd rather have that.
104. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's the best game of this anyone's
Yeah,
ever
no,
played.
I must have not checked, and my calculator must have had something
I got
beforehand.
76 for Scott. Hang on.
No, because it's -7.
Oh.
Yeah.
So 69.
I have 89.
Holy shit.
I have
Oh, I haven't done mine. Sorry. You have.
I have 64.
Oh wait, I forgot about my Camptosaurus that I
forgot.
I have
forgot.
I have 75.
Goodness.
6.
I would have gotten a whole lot more if I wasn't screwed on some of the Triassic stuff. I was really I had some really nice Triassic ones that I had to dump.
Yeah, that's tricky.
A Triassic's hard because it's just hard to get them fossils.
As Caleb would say, see you in the Triassic.
Fossil Kraken found a Ceratosaurus tooth? That's rad. Also,
That's
thank you
cool.
for the $2.
That's awesome.
Yes, thank you very much.
Oh, Jimbo, you lucky coward doing the global objectives.
What did you get?
80, but that's through gumption, not relying on the work of others.
Yeah, but relying on the work of others, I did get 89, which I think means I win.
I believe you
well,
do win.
Uno,
Has Amelia
I
counted?
win.
In fact,
Amelia has
a-
70?
75.
Okay, who was the worst? That's all that.
What did you have,
I
Scott?
think it was
69.
Dalton.
I think
was
it was me.
69.
Yeah, I have 64. I was the worst, and I had
I'm
T-Rex, which is unfortunate. It's okay. I won the last time, so
Well, I won in
No,
spirit
swings.
because I got Jormungandr.
Yeah.
Alex tried to flip the table, but it's too weak.
too weak. Allow me.
Yay! Okay.
Well done,
All right,
everybody.
guys.
Congratulations to Amelia on publishing an excellent paper.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Despite the fact that I won the board game tonight, Amelia's the true winner because she's published an extremely detailed, extremely informative, and extremely important work on mosasaurs. And this stream is a celebration of that, even though I did win the board game.
By cheating, by using a bullshit mechanic that nobody likes.
Yes, I did.
I went to the menu without thinking, so it may. I don't know what you're gonna. Yeah, you've been disconnected.
I just see a disconnect screen, and
So
it's slowly.
someone has asked. Jay asks, "Why are they playing in a parking center?" And the answer is, I always use that background in tabletop because I think it's very funny to be playing in just like the
a parking
outside
garage
alley
somewhere?
of a parking garage
Yeah.
in Germany, I think.
Bye.
Yes. Wait, Alex, you can't leave yet. Okay. Goodbye, everybody.
I'm still here.
Okay, I thought you were about to
He
leave
just turned his
Zoom
camera
and
off.
ruin it all.
Yes, I'm here to end it.
Okay, everybody, thank you so much for coming. But
Yes.
I'm not going to close out. I'll let Amelia close out because it's her paper.
Your show.
Your show.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Yes, thank y'all for coming. Thank you for a lot of really good questions about the boy. If you have more, you know where to find me. And yeah, I'll use this as an opportunity to plug the fact that our fundraiser for the SVP Futures Award is still technically open. We have been getting donations every couple of days, which is fantastic. Thank you if you've donated post stream. We're still trying to raise as much money as we possibly can. But yeah, no. Anyways, Yorgi is completely open access. All the bones have been uploaded to Morphosaurus, so you can look at them if you want. And the paper itself is also open access, so it's free to download and read, should you so desire.
Cool.
Yeah. All right,
Well,
everybody.
we here at the Skeleton Crew support open science.
Yes, we do. It's maybe
Yes.
the most important thing you can do is publish your results in a way that allows everybody to read it, regardless of whether they're at an institution, and to provide all that data freely available for everybody so that it can actually be used.
Good God, that number scared me for a second.
What number scared you?
The one in the chat.
Oh, God,
Don't all
right.
numbers scare you?
No, but
Well,
50,000 in the chat just scared
I was
me.
like, for a moment, I was just like, my car payment. It's paid.
Thank you very, very
Yeah.
much.
Yes, thank
Oh
you
my
so much,
very
Curious
much.
Tank. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you so
awesome.
much, Curious Tank. You guys are amazing.
All right, everybody.
Yes. All right, guys, we're going to end the stream now. This
Yes.
video will go up as soon as we're ready for it to be up, but we promise it'll be soon. And stay tuned. Really cool things are coming to the Skeleton Crew.
Yes.
Yep.
You guys are great.
Toodles.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.
The stream is over.